Well, hello everyone. I am the Moustache, and this is TEE TV. With me today is Stone, Damian, and Jimmy Grins. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
Stone
Hello, guys.
Mustachio. Stone Mustachio here. A mustache. If you only had a mustache.
Yeah, I'm the only idiot without a fancy mustache name. I do have a Henry Cavill mustache picture. But you got Stone Mustachio, Damian J Mustache, the mustache, and Jimmy Grins with a mustache. Although it's connected to a beard, so it doesn't count. Stone's on camera because he's the only man with an actual mustache.
Yeah. But today on TEE
the prettiest
we're
one
going to be
here.
discussing Invincible seasons 1 and 2. Well, the episodes of season 2 that are available, which are episodes 1 and 2. We're also going to be discussing Saw, the final chapter, which it is actually not the final chapter, so I will call it Saw 7. And then we are also going to be discussing La Moustache, which is an amazing movie that I highly recommend.
Way.
I am so pleased. So that what a risk to throw that movie out. Throw an art fag film out to a show about geek stuff and horrors. It might not go well, but I am so pleased that you guys enjoyed it. Well, we haven't heard Damian's opinion. He might have hated it, Stone as well, but I'm glad fuck those other two. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Charles.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. It's just like I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, but I really enjoyed La Moustache.
I got about 5 minutes in or so, and I was like, yeah, this is my kind of weird. I like this.
Yeah.
Because it was very strange, but in the best way.
Yeah. I was expecting it to be more of a comedy, but I wasn't expecting it to be a drama/suspense movie. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep going. And half the time, even though the movie was entirely in French, I was like, you know what? I'm not even noticing the subtitles or the fact that they're speaking in French. It's like I already know what they're saying.
Yes.
Like, it felt natural. It's just
that is true.
Yeah. I was completely riveted throughout the entire fucking movie.
You know, and that proved I don't know. We're talking Saw 7 first though, right?
Yes, we are.
All right. Then I'm going to save. Go ahead, Stone.
Real quick, let me interrupt before we move on. Did anybody get the call back from my song?
Call back.
You sang?
Yes. A mustache. If you only had a mustache.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Where have I heard it before?
Come
Sweeney
on,
Todd.
You have to know where you heard that.
Oh my God, that is from Sweeney Todd.
No, it's not.
It's not from Sweeney Todd.
I just guessed because I saw Neil Patrick Harris, so I was like, "All right, what's the gayest thing?"
No. That is it from How I Met Your Mother?
Nope, it's from A Million Ways to Die in the West.
You know, and I've seen that movie, and I love that movie.
And NPR was the, was the main mustachio man. Even had a whole mustachio store.
Yeah, it was Neil Patrick Harris because he was in that movie. I need to see that movie again because that movie is hilarious.
You know, I kind of liked it, but I think I was burned out from the Adam Sandler movie that came out about the Wild West around the same time.
Really?
Not burned out, but burned
You actually
by.
saw that? The what was it, the Hapless Eight or something like that?
It was fucking horrible.
I can't believe you even saw it though.
Well, I like westerns and I like Western comedies, but
I just don't.
Yeah, that one was disappointing.
If it ain't Mel Brooks doing a western, I'm not trying to see Adam Sandler. I don't.
What other western has Mel Brooks done besides Blazing Saddles?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
But what's it called? The Adam Sandler one and this Million Ways to Die, it kind of had the same structure in a way. So I remember watching it like, this is just reminding me of that other movie or something like that. I didn't hate it. Was definitely the better of the two. I just I don't know. I was
Neil
burnt
Patrick
out.
Harris was fucking funny, bro. I mean, he was just fucking, oh. I was just like, oh my God, man. Fucking love
I should
that
watch
movie.
it again. I have a new appreciation for live action McFarlane after Orville.
Well, how you should watch his Ted movies.
Well, those
I
are
never saw the
good.
second one.
I saw the second one recently. I thought the second one was hilarious.
You know, there's a Ted TV series coming out.
There is?
Yep, it's a prequel. It's about Ted and the guy when they're younger.
Oh, okay.
Just because they couldn't, get Mark Wahlberg, I guess.
Obviously. Yeah,
I haven't heard about that.
But no, it's just in Ted 2, my favorite scene in Ted 2 is the improv scene. That is probably one of the funniest parts of the entire movie. But when you get to it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Look, guys, I've recently thought about like shaving everything off to see how long it would take the girl back.
See how long it would take for your wife to notice?
Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Are you talking about everything or just the goatee?
Pack of two.
Like Matrix style? Like completely hairless?
No, I'm not talking. I'm not thinking about Matrix style. I'm talking about full-on Frank Reynolds from Always Sunny in Philadelphia talking about he needs to be pure.
Yes.
Covered in hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Some kind of slug.
If you want to get it out of the way, we can go ahead and get it out of the way. Yes, I do manscape. I'm not even gonna fucking. I mean, let's just go ahead and get it out of the way.
I had to manscape the other day because boy, it was. I mean, I don't even want to say it. It was huge down there. It was starting to look Asian. You know how like the Asians have like straight pubes that look like head hair? It was starting to get like head hair. It was getting so long.
I was picturing Jufro.
It was that too. I mean, it was wet in the shower and it was poofed out like a J-Fro.
Oh, really?
You're not allowed to say Jew.
Oh, okay. It was the bushy, woolly hair of the Judaism culture.
It was like I had Jesus on my crotch, okay? Like, and it was in the water, and it was not going down. It was just poofed out.
Is that considered a miracle?
Yes. The miracle was that it did not smell like loaves and fishes.
Thank God.
I think loaves and fishes is a metaphor for how they smelled back then, like yeast and dirty crotch.
I was picturing that one guy from Welcome Back, Kotter, the real Weasley guy. I was picturing his hair.
Horseshack.
Yeah.
Fine. Horseshack as well. I had Horseshack hovering above my penis, and I didn't like it.
So
are you talking about Jackie Earl Haley?
No. No, that's Rorschach from the Watchmen Rorschach test. The Rorschach test. We're talking about Horseshack from Welcome Back, Kotter.
I have no idea who that is.
If the crotch looks like Rorschach, you probably just got some birthmarks.
I'm just saying. So now that'll be my new thing. Instead of saying J-Fro, I'll just say Horseshack.
I have a Horseshack. Stone is going to swim in some Nair. Don't pull a Matthew Perry on us. That's fucking rude.
I said I thought about what you mean. I'm not gonna do coke, but anyway.
One would have to ask, is that too soon? But then I realize who I'm talking to, and I'm like, it's never too soon.
Yeah, you're talking to an
extremely. Yeah, it was like a week ago. It's
you're talking to an extremely poor man's Bobby.
I mean, I think it's an honor. We're keeping the memory of Matthew Perry alive.
That's it. Like, what else has he got? It's not like he had a hit sitcom or anything.
It's like, I should play Fallout in his memory.
Oh, that's right. He plays one of the characters at the casino, right?
Yeah, he plays the character Benny in Fallout New Vegas.
You should watch Cocaine Bear in his memory. Oops.
I think he was on heroin, not cocaine.
Bear, was he?
And Stone, he had quit the drugs. He overdosed on pickleball. This is the true story. This is sad but true. He quit drugs
Pickleball.
and then overdosed playing pickleball because he would do that like 2 hours at a time. And I mean, he's fucking old and fat. And pickleball is basically ping pong, but with humans. Like you're on a giant ping pong table. You use larger paddles and a wiffle ball, and it's in teams. It's 2 on each side. So, but it's ping pong, human sized. And he did a mega session, went home, and died of a heart attack. So pickleball killed him, not the heroin.
You say wiffle ball bat. I have to say this. Jesus this, Moses that. Abraham hit me with a wiffle ball bat.
That feels like a limerick from the goddamn Firefly family, Charles. Ah,
No, that is a quote from the Adam Sandler movie Little Nicky.
all right. As long as the next line isn't, and then Tiny fucked a stump.
No.
He is showing his stash. Can't you see it?
Look how big and luscious that thing is.
Luscious.
All right, I'll move Neil. I'll move Neil now. Get back here. I guess we'll all these fakos here. But like I said, man, I'll
You happy now?
Doesn't count as a mustache.
Really?
No.
That's not a mustache. That's a goatee.
No, it's a mustache. See?
So if I let this connect, then I no longer have a mustache. Then
If you have something on
Correct.
your chin, it's a goatee.
No, he has a mustache and a chin. He has a chin
Yeah.
hair and a mustache. He has
But
two
if it
things on his
connects-
face.
Then it's a goatee.
I would never have
Ow.
a soul patch. Much better. This is much better than a soul patch any day. So
I
Never
think they
had
might
a-
call that a Van Dyke.
really, what?
Yes, I think you have a Van Dyke on your face.
Why is it called that? Please,
Did you know Reginald Vell Johnson is a goddamned brilliant man who is really named Reginald Johnson, but he decided to call himself Vell Johnson so people would remember him? Fucking brilliant. That is like one iconic fucking name. And he just like added a Vell. He's like, one day he's like, I'm going to put Vell in front of my last name. That's like Damian Vell Rogers. Wow. That's great. That's great.
It's got a bit more gravitas or something.
Damian Vell Rogers.
No, I think Oi would be more memorable if he had Oi as his middle name.
In case you guys didn't know, that was an Invincible reference. A little foreshadowing for later.
Ooh.
Ghost? The Ghost is doing the foreshadowing? Spooky?
Because it's spooky. Ooh, yeah. He says, I always off Benny, not the
You
best.
didn't know
to
that
honor his name. Me too.
Reginald Vell Johnson, a.k.a. Carl Winslow, plays Principal Winslow of the Reginald Vell Johnson High School in Invincible?
I know now.
You guys are jerks.
I'm not a jerk. I'm just stupid. There's a difference.
Well, good. It looks like I'm going to have some fun facts. I only watched 2 episodes. Don't think I'm going to continue. Did enjoy it. 8 cartoons. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to watch it, but I will have fun facts at least because I mentioned some shit earlier you guys didn't know either. So, all right, 2 fun facts.
Two's better than none.
You know, I work with a man named Saw, and I think he's the one who got me sick. He's an Asian, and his name is Saw.
Maybe
And then
he's
next to
testing.
him is an Indian named So.
So.
I'm dead ass. This is why he's mediocre, Luke.
I don't even know why you put that up. It's just
We'll
There you
just
go.
go back to the paid comment and leave that there.
cleanse the palate.
Little bums.
guys. So, where do we start? I didn't know we had an agreement. I'm pretty open here.
We were going to start with Saw 7.
Ooh,
3D.
well,
Was it? Is 3D gone? Like, I don't see 3D anymore in the theaters.
there was something that I went to recently that had 3D in it. I think so we fucking got the glasses and everything. And
Yeah, I still see the garbage cans, like for the glasses.
you still do? I mean, but they're always there at the theater you go to. They're like always there.
Yeah.
Interesting. They're not always there, but they were there when we went. I cannot remember what movie that we went to see that was in 3D. I swear there was one though. And we, like I said, we got them. We watched. We put the glasses back, or at least I tried to. I think I tried to take them. I think I tried to take a pair because they were like shades almost. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Yeah.
God, I want to fucking take these. You know?
Oh, I always keep them and lose them because I just feel like one day we'll get that technology in home, you know, and then I'll have the glasses ready to go.
I mean, they did for
They had TVs
3D
that did that.
TV is still a thing. Yeah, but
they had TVs that did that.
I feel like they
For a
probably
minute.
made the glasses different, so you couldn't do that. Probably had to be like, you get a Samsung 3D, you have to be Samsung 3D glasses or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. They had a certain they have a certain TV that would definitely offered that.
See, I almost bought one years ago, but I was already spending $3,000, and it was like an extra grand for the fucking 3D version. I was like, yeah, do I really need it that much?
I don't know, man. I mean, I want more.
I got a couple Blu-rays that have the old blue and red 3D glasses, which both works on an LCD or whatever, but it also is kind of headache inducing.
But what would work as a 3D movie anyway? What would have worked as a 3D movie?
Theoretically, anything can, but as far as actually being truly worthwhile,
I guess that's the question.
yeah. I mean, I guess anything really special effects heavy, I guess. Like big battle sequences and stuff like that. You make that work pretty damn well. But most of the movies I've ever seen have just been much like Saw 3D, where it's just like, oh, look, he's throwing a hacksaw, and oh, it's coming at me, oh.
I think more Thai movies. I think more Thai movies should be in 3D.
Thai
More
movies?
what?
As in from Thailand?
Like The Raid, Redemption, and shit like that. Like movies like that. I mean, I think like fucking like Tony Jaa movies or something like that. I think more of them shit should be like in fucking 3D. All that fighting, all that fucking blood, all that fucking just everything that's jumping around every fucking where. I think that should be in fucking 3D if possible.
You know, everything was getting good when they started making it for 3D. Like My Bloody Valentine 3D. Anyone see that in the theater when it came out? Because that was one of the firsts in the resurgence of.
I didn't see it in the theater, but I do own the 3D version of it on Blu-ray. Again, red and blue glasses, so it's still pretty good. But
no, the real D version, it was mind-blowing because it wasn't like 3D that came out of the screen. It was like a depth to the screen. You know what I mean? Like where everything, there's foreground and background. It was like you were looking in the screen and it was going deep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it becomes like it's like the TV or the screen. It becomes a stage or a box or something almost.
Yes. Was it like that with the cyan?
The cyan.
I think that's what they call those red and green glasses. Cyan.
Okay. Yeah, like it worked surprisingly well. I wasn't sure how it would go, but obviously, yeah, it would have been much better in a theater. But,
And them titties in 3D, them titties.
Look, I
they're
think
trying to fumble them.
I think this movie, watching Saw 3, God damn it, I can't believe I'm even fucking saying it even now. Watching Saw 7 on my regular TV and seeing the scenes that were supposed to be in 3D on a regular TV did the movie a disservice. I think 3D was probably one of the worst things to happen to cinema. I do.
Jeez.
When it's done poorly.
I think in general, I think it's one of the worst things to happen to cinema. I do. I fucking hate 3D. I do. I fucking hate it. It's just
What about Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D? What about Freddy's Dead? Freddy's Dead. Dude, when I saw that in the theater as a kid and those little demons start coming out, I literally did this. Like, I didn't
you
think
can't
I would
see
ever
it, but
do.
I am totally mocking you right now. Okay,
It should be, because I literally did it. I was like, oh.
My mom is a real like going back and regaling this stuff. I realized, wow, my mom was a real sicko, man. I mean, she took me to see Jaws in 3D when I was a kid. Skipped school, you know what I'm saying? She was like, I mean, let me play hooky from school as a little kid, and we went to go see Jaws in 3D at the movie theater, and went to go and later on.
Wait, the first one or Jaws 3D, which I think was the third one.
There was more than one Jaws movie in 3D.
No, that's what I mean. Like, did they, was it the first Jaws done in, like, did they post convert it to 3D, or was it the one called?
Clearly,
3D?
that's not what he's saying, Damian. Clearly.
Yeah, I was a little.
I'll shut up. Continue.
Yeah, it was just the thing in the movies. That's all I can say. Like, and then later on, we went to go see as a family Freddy's Dead, and then the whole 3D experience in the theater once again.
Oh, you saw Freddy's Dead 3D?
Yeah.
Did you slap those demons or what?
I was laughing my ass off. I couldn't believe that it seemed that close. You know, it was funny. It was funny. I was enjoying it.
So you didn't slap it?
No,
he didn't. He doesn't want to say it. He slapped the damn monster.
Stop being too
no
cool.
Way. We were the same age too, like when that happened. So we didn't expect to slap a monster. We went in there all cool, like 3D whoopity doo. But those monsters, they just got way too close. They were like right in your face.
Did you scream a little bit?
No,
squeal.
Slapped it.
Actually, I was seriously into the whole experience, going with my mom and everything like that. It's been a while since I went to the movies with my mom and everything like that, and she was really excited about seeing like what was perceived to be the last Nightmare on Elm Street and everything like that. So she was like totally in there, and like I said, wow, I can't remember how old I think it's before I even got into high school. And
you always make it sound like your mom and I would be best friends.
My mom is quite unique. I will say that. She's quite unique. That's about the best thing I can say. She has, I had to work hard to surpass her in tattoos. I have no interest in passing her in piercings. And she's quite unique. The first movies that I ever saw, like I remember when I was a kid, was seeing Damian, The Omen 2, and Jaws, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She had those things on these gigantic, like Blu-ray discs that was completely protected in these covers, and this whole thing that was like way ahead of its time. And those were the first movies that she had. No kid stuff, no romantic comedies or whatever. Just complete sicko movies.
Straight horror.
Yeah, just complete. Yeah, just let me watch. Yeah, and then like I said, and then let me be traumatized for a little while. She didn't say stop being silly. She let me work through my traumatization of not wanting to eat sausage for a while, especially not from Texas. And she let me work through my trauma. She didn't like stop being silly and you know what I'm saying. She let me work through it. You don't want to eat sausage, don't eat sausage. It's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Traumatizing your children, a love of horror films, E&J, tattoos and piercings. You're describing my dream woman.
Oh man.
I might want to become your stepfather.
Never let this man near your mother.
Never.
Yeah. My mom is trouble.
So you used to have a phobia of sausages and creamy things. Are there more on this list of like traumatizing?
See, she raised you right.
Movies?
Yeah, I would I definitely felt like I would get hives whenever I got close to a Vegemite sandwich.
Oh,
So
God,
I ask a
God,
legitimate question and you decide to be racist. I see how it is.
goddamn Australians and your Vegemite. Jesus Christ. I will never understand why you like that stuff so much.
I
Me
mean, I think it's
or
okay.
me or him? Me or him?
Him.
He never said he liked it.
Well, you
He
can
said
say
he
it like that. Him, you know. We all know who we're talking about. That fucking piece of shit Australian son of a bitch.
He does love
Yeah.
fairy toast,
Good.
fairy bread.
It's so
So you
good.
do love fairy bread.
It's sugary goodness. But I haven't had either that or Vegemite in at least 15 or more years.
Well, see that. That says a lot, folks. Yes, I stay.
I want fairy
I
bread every day, though. Let me tell you that.
you can't. You know, your butthole will be loose if you had.
You
fairy
do it
bread.
with a big loaf of fairy bread will loosen that anus.
If
Do you do
eat
it with
all of
sprinkles or just the sugar?
Wait, like just pour sugar on bread? Like actual
Or,
sugar?
or with the sprinkles? Like I know that there's
Yeah, you gotta
multiple
do it.
ways.
There's sprinkles and there's other things called hundreds and thousands, which are like tiny little tiny balls
Dots.
of colorful sugar.
Yeah,
Dots?
yeah.
Like tiny pellets.
And
I
it's
guess
just
you'd
regular
call
white bread, right?
Yeah.
Is there
I
butter on
suppose you
it
could use other bread, but
to hold
yeah.
the sprinkles? Or okay, so it's bread, butter, and sprinkles and balls.
Yeah. It's
Sweet
basically
balls.
a straight path to diabetes. Good stuff.
Oh my God.
Sounds good.
Buttella.
You know,
Get that ass butter.
thank you so much that we don't have Vegemite here in the States.
I
I'm
think
sure
we
it's
do.
there somewhere, lurking in the corners.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's hiding in the
In the
alleyway
shadows.
saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Ooh, I'm gonna get you."
Hey, how you doing? Come down here, little boy.
You know,
I swear,
Listen.
it's like Kathleen Kennedy. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you.
Charles, I'm actually kind of surprised you don't like Vegemite. It's very similar to a childhood friend you have had.
Oh no, no, no.
Blackie.
Blackie.
You know,
I knew you were gonna shoehorn that in at some point. God damn it.
It's
talking
a
about
shoehorn. It's true.
John Jigsaw could use Vegemite as his next torture device in Saw 43.
I want to play a game. In this game, in order to survive, you have to eat an entire bottle of Vegemite.
No, or I'll say you must eat all of the Vegemite, and it's just one jar there, and then the person suffers through, and then the wall opens up, and it's just just shelves of Vegemite.
Oh my God, that would be fucking terrible. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Just let the reverse bear trap just kill me. Well, actually, no, reverse bear trap wouldn't work because, it like covers the mouth, so you wouldn't be able to eat it that way. So,
Isn't a reverse bear trap where your leg doesn't get caught and hurt?
You would think.
no, the reverse bear trap goes into the mouth, dude.
Thanks, literal Charles.
Oh, so it does
It
that.
was kidding.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, by
Yeah,
the
it's
way,
the trap
folks,
that Amanda Young had before she survived. And it's the trap in this movie that kills Jill Tuck.
And Charles's, reaction.
and by the way, folks, so now that we're finally here, I finally want to get that
It's
fun
just like,
fact out of the
God
way.
damn it! It's just I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. It's just this movie, Saw 7, which is I will not call it this final chapter because it's not the final chapter, and I'm not gonna call it Saw.
3D.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call it Saw 3D either because I didn't see it in 3D, and I still say that 3D is still freaking pointless.
Pretty sure I did see this in 3D in the theater.
No, I saw it in 3D when I saw it in the theater. I did. And I still think that the three-dimensional scenes were useless. There weren't even that many.
And it
But-
was made in proper 3D too, which is
Yeah.
the weird. It just seems like, why make it in proper 3D if you're going to do so little with it?
Yeah. I still think that they should have just left it as just an ordinary film and it would have been fine. But I mean, I would say that this movie is hands down the weakest of the Saw movies.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest.
But
The most brutal, I would say, but
It is the most brutal. Well, actually, no, I would say the most brutal is Saw 6. Saw 6 is probably the most brutal.
I don't know. This one was pretty much just wall to wall gore with some story kind of sprinkled in.
I would say that the gore in this movie, at least in my opinion, was nowhere near as bad as it was in Saw 6.
But now that we're finally here, does anyone recognize Detective Gibson?
He did look somewhat familiar, but I couldn't place
Wait,
him.
was that no? Never mind. I was thinking of
That was
the
the internal
thing-
affair. That was the internal affairs cop that was going after Hoffman in this movie. But I couldn't remember where I saw him from. Where is he from?
I'll give you a hint. UV.
Not ringing any bells, dude.
Chad Danella doesn't even have a familiar name.
From Disturbing Behavior. He was the albino kid
Oh,
in
the
Disturbing
movie.
Behavior. You never saw that movie?
Yeah,
No.
in 1998. Oh, apparently he was also in Final Destination.
I mean, yeah, but see, but people wouldn't have recognized him as UV because he was like this little weird albino kid, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. So he was just really like he really looked different than what you might have been used to seeing him look like in other movies and shit.
Look, the only movie that I have seen that involves an albino is unfortunately the movie Powder, and that's it.
not me, myself, and Irene.
That didn't have an albino in it.
Yes, it did.
Did it?
His name, I think his name was like Whitey or something.
Look, I've only ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene once.
I love that movie.
And I will never watch it again because I thought it was stupid.
So you guys
And I
never
will
saw
say that Me, Myself, and Irene was probably one of Jim Carrey's worst films.
the,
Have to disagree.
did you guys see The Heat?
There's your albino.
You know,
Is that the guy that plays Gibson in Saw 7?
Yes.
Hey, who's
Okay,
this guy? Who's this
He
guy
was back.
behind him? He's somebody.
Wait, I do
That was-
recognize him.
That was probably the more decent
Is that
Cyclops
Soldier
in
Boy?
the X-Men series.
No, that's not
Fuck, who is
Jensen
that? I know who that is.
That
I'm
is the
blanking
most
on his name.
that is a pretty
Not
de-
James
that was a pretty-
Marsden, is it?
Yeah, that was a pretty
Yes.
decent. That was a pretty decent Cyclops.
Look, there it is. It's James Marsden.
Yeah, that's James Marsden. Yeah.
Yeah, even if I had seen that movie, I wouldn't have recognized him. The albino guy, whatever his actual name was, I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but I'm just
UV.
doing
It's pretty. You know, the sun.
comparison here.
He's a verse to it,
Albino, not albino. You won't be able to tell the difference. Look, I've said this story before, but I'll tell it again. I've only ever met one albino person in my entire life, and it was a girl I knew in elementary school. Yeah, when I went to elementary school. Yeah, that was the only albino I've ever known my entire life.
I'm not sure if I've ever met one
Yeah.
that I can think of.
No idea where she is now, but yeah, I knew her when I was it was when I was in Catholic school. Yeah, which of course I went to Catholic school. Yeah.
And she made me feel funny, like when I jumped the rope.
Oh god damn it. No.
Like when I climbed the rope in gym class.
God damn it.
That girl's pale as the driven snow. Ooh, what it does to my loins.
You people are disgusting.
Yeah, boy. She was a white.
But
woman.
the main guy that was being tested in this movie, Bobby, was the other guy from Boondock Saints. It wasn't Norman Reedus. Sean Patrick Flannery.
Oh, him. Yeah, and also speaking of which about the whole thing involving albinos is that guy, the main guy that was being tested in Saw 7, he played Powder in the movie Powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So let's just start with that.
Wait, was this like some sort of like secret albino, like
Reunion.
yeah, like that was this like
I,
an Easter egg where people who have played albinos are characters in this?
Whew,
I
I
don't
didn't
fucking know.
I didn't know any
It's
I
like
didn't
a
know anybody
secret
else that did it.
welcome to the actors who played albinos, like super secret double probation club. I don't fucking know.
That sounds exactly right.
Yeah, I guess.
Look at
I
them
tried to
now.
do
They
a reference
recovered.
to Animal House. I don't know. They're on double secret probation.
Whedon House.
So let me ask around the table here. Why do you think somebody would put themselves in that kind of spotlight, pretending to
Oh yeah.
pretending to basically survive one of Jigsaw's tests?
Yeah, which I think was incredibly stupid of him because at that point when he came up with the idea to do that, Jigsaw had not been caught yet. So
That's it. Like once he's dead, I get it.
yeah.
When he's still out there, just on the loose,
Yeah, it's just like you're
you're in
going to bring
tight.
attention to yourself, dumbass, and Jigsaw's going to like, oh hell no! You say that I tested you, but yet I clearly didn't. Well, guess what now, fucker? I'm going to test your ass.
That is, but see, V, for money and fame, that's technically a easy, but it's also, a difficult way. There's other ways to try to gain money and fame, but then putting yourself, in the spotlight of being
Well, I
a
mean,
Jigsaw survivor,
it was
as it
confirmed
were.
that that was the reason why they did it. It was
I
because
mean,
of for money and
but
fame.
that's
That was the
but
reason.
but that's obvious surface level stuff. That's obvious surface level stuff. I get it. That's more surface, but still there's still an undercurrent of why would you go of all the many ways that you could gain money and fame and things like that. Why would you try to basically go this way with it? It still seems weird. Even
Well,
with the more obvious money and fame at
mhm.
at the foot of all of this, it still strikes as weird that you would put yourself in the spotlight that way.
Yeah, but this is where it falls into the territory that I think this movie is definitely the weakest of the Saw films. Because I think that the story of this movie is just lazy. I don't really think they put that much thought into it. I really don't think they did.
And
And
apparently, it's two movies put into one as well. There was meant to be two sequels, but six didn't do well, so they only had one more.
yeah,
Explain that more. I don't understand what you're saying. It
So
sounds interesting.
there was meant to be 7 and 8, and
yeah, I
then 6
remember that.
did really, really poorly, I guess. Or
Oh, so
poorly
they
enough that the
just
studio.
consolidated the two into 7?
Yeah, yeah. The studio was like, okay, you only get one more movie instead of two, so they just kind of mixed things together.
Yeah, and the movie definitely suffered because of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And even given that still could have been handled okay, but
And the thing
as you
is, I
said,
don't really
everything just
get
feels
all the
lazy,
hate that Saw 6 gets. I think Saw 6 is fine. It's not a bad movie.
especially compared to 7.
Yeah,
7 was
7 I
just
would definitely say is a terrible fucking movie for a number of reasons. But it's just like, I mean, for example, I don't even like the Gibson character because Gibson just comes out of nowhere. There is no buildup leading into his introduction. He just, boom, here's Gibson. You're
yeah. He
supposed to like
doesn't.
this character. You're
Yeah,
supposed to like this character. You're supposed to be sympathetic towards this character and get interested in him. And then, boom, when he dies, we're like, oh no, he's dead. But then when he dies, we're like, who fucking cares? It's like,
he
yeah,
doesn't tie into anything.
nope.
There's
He just
nothing there.
they just pull him out of left field, and we're like, are we supposed to care about this guy? Because I don't. I really don't give a shit about this character at all.
I think he dies probably what, bit over halfway through,
Yeah,
and even in all that time, they gave us nothing to
yeah,
be like, yeah, I should give a shit about this guy dying.
yeah. It's just I would call it the Rogue One syndrome. That's what I would call it. Jim, I'm sorry. I know that's a Star Wars reference, but just hear me out. But it's just
He's already on the verge of throwing up. You got to throw that into the works, too.
Really?
no. It's just I call it the Rogue One syndrome, where they introduce a character where they're supposed to get us to care about the character, but then when either by the end of the movie or near the end of the movie, the character or characters die. We're supposed to care about the character's death or be sad, but yet we feel nothing. We're like, oh, we don't fucking care. And that's the same thing that happened in Rogue One. Everybody fucking died at the end of Rogue One, and everybody's like, oh no, this is so sad. And I'm like, am I supposed to care? Like, I mean, it's just
But
like, I mean, everybody fucking died, and they did nothing to get us to care about those characters. It's just
Except
like,
I would say maybe it's a credit to him more than anything. I was sad about Diego Luna's character.
Diego Luna. Who is he again?
Is he not the guy who
fucking
played Matador
Andor.
for the El Rey Network?
No, that's Gabriel Luna.
Okay.
No, isn't? Is it? I get the two confused.
Gabriel Luna was not in Saw 7. He was.
Because I hate to
No, Rogue
sidetrack
One.
here, but what a fucking wonderful show Matador was, and what a terrible loss to all of us that it didn't finish.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Did Gabriel Luna ever do anything after that? Or
Yeah,
did
he was in Terminator Dark Fate. He played the evil Terminator.
Okay.
He also was in Agents of Shield. He played Ghost. He played Ghost Rider.
Okay.
And he was in that Schwarzenegger show, Fuba.
Yeah, he was in Fubar as well. He was in that Arnold Schwarzenegger show on Netflix. He played the bad guy in that show. He actually did really good in Fubar. I liked him in that show.
Yeah.
So then he wasn't replaced by Diego. It wasn't some conspiracy like there can be only one.
No, not that I'm aware of. I don't even know who Diego Luna is. I have
Apparently
the
the guy in the
character,
Saw film.
Andor and No, it was Rogue One. We're talking about Rogue One.
You're talking about Diego Luna. Oh, I know who that is. That's the guy that plays Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andor.
Like,
okay, yeah.
He was pretty much the only character I really cared about at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah,
And that's a great parallel back to Saul, because the only person that people really cared about was Jill Tuck in that situation. So
they killed
Gibson,
Jill
the other
Tuck.
cops, they were
damn
not to be
it.
cared about.
Yeah, but the thing about Jill Tuck's death is that they actually spent several movies building up her character with proper backstory and development.
So I mean, the cops
we
were
didn't
not to
get
be the cops
any
were
of
not to be
that
cared
with
about.
Gibson.
The cops were not to be cared about. But I mean, what do you want? The cops were not to be cared about. They were just the cops and the feds were just a series of just fodder and just small obstacles for Hoffman to get through. The real thing was just trying to figure out who exactly was going to take him down in the Jigsaw world. That's where the real story, the real thing lied at. It wasn't about the cops. No one was really expecting that the cops
That's not entirely
take him
true.
down.
That's not entirely true. We did get some development in some backstory with other cops. We got that with Matthews. We got that with Rigg. We got that with Carey.
But how much did you care about? But how much did you care about him? But how much did you care about fucking Detective Matthews?
I mean, Matthews was an asshole. I will say that. Matthews was an asshole. But at least we got enough to feel something about his death. Maybe not enough to feel sad, but at least we felt something. With Gibson, we felt literally nothing. Nothing.
Like I said, by the time
it was complete apathy. That's all it was. It was apathy.
I personally was not looking for the cops to take him down. That was not my thing. That was not the justice that was going to work in that situation. The cops were never going to take him down. That was never. I think that would have never been a good plan. So yeah, why keep developing quote unquote bonds with these other characters, these other cops that are not going to catch him and possibly wouldn't even survive in the situation. So no.
If you're not going to get us to care about these characters, then why introduce them at all?
Because you can't just always say just random detectives. You know, they have to have names.
I don't know.
They got to have
I don't know.
names.
It's just,
You can't just be, hey, this detective is going to help you. Thank you, detective. You know, you can't just.
I don't know. It's
Detective
just
policeman.
what was going on with Gibson. It's just got the feeling that there was something more under the covers there, and I just feel like there could have been more potential there, and that potential wasn't realized because it was robbed from us.
Well,
And
I kind of wonder, given that it was meant to be 2 movies, was
yeah,
there meant to be more there?
yeah,
It
there
was just
probably
stripped
was
out.
meant to be more there, and the fact that we're not getting that Saw 8 like we were supposed to, it was basically robbed from us.
Maybe, but
So maybe we were supposed to get more with Gibson just in the next movie, Saw 8, but it's just not going to happen now.
You know, now that you say that, I think I remember reading that back when it came out, that it was going to focus more on him, and that's why that didn't feel right.
And this is
Don't
why
quote me though.
I say that
True,
Saw 7 is definitely the weakest of the movies.
it almost felt like it was just kind of just going through the motions in this one.
Hmm.
I
Just like
mean,
trap, little bit of kind of something, sort of, kind of trap, little tiny bit of something, trap, trap, something, trap.
because I
Like it just
mean,
felt like the in between parts really, and even the trap segments, like it just everything really felt just so kind of nothing in this movie.
because I
Yeah.
because I think it was like the whole thing of, and the way I looked at it, like with John gone, everything was break. John gone, Hoffman's in control. Everything seems to be breaking down. Jill doesn't feel safe. She's not, you know, she's not sure what's going to happen. She found all she did was follow John's directions at that point. She's not exactly sure what, you know, so what's happening or what's going to happen and everything like that. And I think just like in other Saws that I've seen, and even in the most recent one, it seems like everything is kind of broken down, and then something else kind of comes along to kind of just show that he is still planned for even all of that. So I think that that's kind of at least for having to compact all of that content into one movie. I think that's kind of where it went at that point. It was kind of like, it kind of seemed like everything was in disarray. What was going to happen? Was Hoffman ever going to be taken down? And it, you know, it just wasn't sure. And that's why you had to have that big sacrifice of Jill Tuck at that point, because you know it just made it even more seem like wow, he's really taking everybody down. Like, is anybody really going to fucking shore this guy up? You know, so I
Because
mean,
he went through that police station like Michael Myers or something. He just fucking
yeah. So I think, like I said, I can definitely give you a couple of movies, and like I say, along with the most recent one, that definitely shows you that at certain points it seems like things kind of go off the rails. Something kind of fucks up, or it seems like it. But it seems like he's just thought about every possible situation, and still made contingencies for even that. And it's like, so that's just the one thing that I've always kind of started to notice. And I think this is kind of like another example of that. I mean, the best that they could do with it at this point. So
I think
that's why I was kind of like slow on the thing. It was more dealing with the support group and his fakery around it eventually, and also Hoffman's ego, Hoffman's extreme ego, to where he's doing that shit because now he's, you know, now seeking to punish someone for taking credit, you know, for surviving and things like that. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that's playing out in a way, not in the way that John would do it, because he's in control of it now. So I just think it's a lot of that, if you ask me. But I definitely think the one with Chester Bennington was fucking fun. That whole trap was fucking fun.
yeah,
Was
with
he
the
really in that movie?
Huh?
yeah, he played a white supremacist in a
Yeah, he was the guy that was glued to the car seat.
yeah. which was tied by chains and hooks to was it 4 other people.
Yeah. There was a woman that was underneath the car, and there was a car tire just above her head. There was a guy that was chained to the back of the car, and then there was a guy that was strapped to the garage door. And if Chester did not manage to get free from the glue and pull the red lever to release everyone, the car would drop on top of the woman's head, crushing her, drive towards the guy attached to the garage door, killing him. The chain tied to the guy behind him would be ripped apart, and then it would then crash into a bunch of cars outside, thus ripping Chester from the car seat, throwing him out the windshield, instantly killing him. And so everybody would die. And
I think the woman had it worse.
Yeah, the woman
Because,
definitely had it
like,
worse.
the car, not only did the tire drop on her face, proceed to churn her face into mush
Yeah,
as it fucking accelerated.
yeah.
That was
The woman
brutal.
definitely had it the worst.
Well, I wasn't gonna bring that up, V, but I didn't. I never liked Bennington until newfound respect when the Illuminati murdered him. But honestly, he may have actually killed himself because of the Illuminati murdering Chris Cornell. They definitely murdered him, and since Bennington knew what he knew and his connection, his John Podesta being his father. Bennington was probably the source for Chris Cornell and felt responsible for Cornell getting murdered and actually killed himself. Possibly. But then if you watch him playing Bean Boozled with his child the night before, it did not look like a man in a suicidal state. Because when you're that bad, you can't even fake it with your children in a game of Bean Boozled. You can't. It's just how it is. And he wasn't faking it. Anyway, wasn't going to bring that up, V, you little piece of trash.
Thanks for bringing everything down, you fuck.
Fucking
Real
V.
bummer of a show now.
God damn it.
Ruined the whole show.
I need to listen to some Linkin Park now.
I just hate that band, and I've said this before on old shows, but probably never to not in over 2 years I haven't said this one, so we're good. My son, I said to him, look, you can be anything in this world and we'll never hate you. You could be a serial killer, a homosexual.
What do you sound like a preacher now?
You could be whatever you want to be.
Hold up.
We'll always love you, except if you listen to Linkin Park. And then he chose that as his favorite band.
I would too. Fuck you, old man.
And disowned.
God bless him.
It's like he doesn't fucking learn, man. I mean, it's like you grow up, you become a father, and you don't fucking learn from when you were. That's why I don't do that type of shit. You know, because I mean, it's like I learned from being a fucking kid, man. I'm gonna grow up and do the same bullshit that was done to me. No, like, come on, I know the outcome. I know the fucking outcome.
Yeah, no, you're carrying on your mother's traditions. You're always watching horrors with your kid, with your daughter.
But that was a positive thing. It's not like if you listen to this band, I hate you forever.
Oh my God.
It was clearly a joke, though.
Was it?
No.
I mean, is it though?
No, it wasn't.
Is it a joke, really?
I know you. We've had discussions about Linkin Park before.
I think the way it really went, I was making a joke. I think it really went like, if you were a homosexual, we would be okay with it. But if you were a Linkin Park fan, we'd call you
parallels. You know, if you were a homosexual or a serial killer, parallels.
That was all jokes. That was all jokes. Like I said, we'll love you if you're gay, but if you listen to Linkin Park, we'll call you a fag.
What if he was also a serial killer? Does that kind of balance it out a bit, or?
Oh, I'd love him more then. Then it would make sense why he listens to Linkin Park.
What if he was a gay serial killer?
Is there
Who
any other
also was
kind?
the Lincoln Park. It's just like he's just the best
Is there
kid
any
ever.
other kind?
All serial killers are bisexual at least. You know, that's interesting actually, because that's true. And is there a correlation? I was making a joke because it's two extremes. I was making the joke with contrast. That's why it's not offensive, people, because I'm saying serial killer is one extreme. Putting it next to homosexual, that means they're not the same. Making the joke from putting the two next to each other as if they were the same. That's the
I'd
joke,
fuck me.
people. People don't understand these things anymore.
I'd fuck me.
Well, yeah.
I don't even know what he said. So I just
Come
know
on,
it was
wait,
wrong.
Wait, was she a great big Lincoln Park fan?
Call back the Sounds of the Lambs. Are you kidding me?
See, Hannibal Lecter. Turns out he was gay.
Buffalo Bob. Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bob tucked.
In the mirror, I'd fuck me.
Son of Sam definitely fucked one of those dogs. What you Dahmer? Hello. Meet a few dudes at the bar. Take them home. Yeah. They were all gay somewhat. So is there I was making a joke, but is there a correlation? Let's not ask that question. That's wrong.
We're only kidding.
V must have it right. Heterosexuals just have to deal with each other. But when you're a bisexual, you've got to have both, and it makes you hate the world. Both relationship dramas. You're right. So anyway, any bisexuals and Saw? Do you think John Jigsaw was a bisexual?
John Jigsaw, huh?
Old Johnny Jigsaw.
I don't know. I don't know what his name is. All I know is my favorite part of this movie was when John Jigsaw showed up and it's like, it's jigsawing time. And then he jigsawed him.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm sorry you did that joke the last time you were on the show, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
You hack.
I had to get out of that last thing.
Son of a
I was
bitch.
trying, man. I'm paddling out.
That is
Look, this is-
I'll forgive you. I know that shirt is drenched right now.
I mean, it's just as bad as the people in the comment section of Craven the Hunter's trailer on YouTube, where they said, like, I love that when Craven came into the room and said, it's Craven in time, and then he Cravened everywhere. God damn it.
Okay, that's much better because it sounds like he creamed everywhere.
God damn it. Of course you had to say that. Damn it. Ah.
I bet you there is John Kramer fan fiction somewhere. I guarantee there is.
Where he's creaming all over his
It is
victims.
the internet, of course there is.
It's called Kramer's Cream.
Oh, God.
On your bedside table, there's 3 dildos. One of them has spikes in it if you use it too long. Make your choice.
Live or die. Make your choice.
You have 3 orgasms.
Jesus Christ.
So, anyway.
When you do that, it just lingers. So
Yeah. Oh my God, what the hell? All right, but no, it's just all right, so let's see. So what else is there to discuss regarding Saw 7? Because I refuse to call it the final chapter or Saw 3D. Because A, it's not the final chapter, and B, it is not 3D, because 3D is completely pointless.
Especially, like, as I said, this movie was made in what you would call proper 3D. And I barely noticed any times where, like, I would have been like, okay, yeah, that's 3D. Pretty much the only thing I really noticed was, and you couldn't not notice it, was the very end of the movie when, spoiler, when Dr. Gordon throws the hacksaw,
Mm-hmm.
which was very much just one of those, just like, oh, look, it's 3D, because it, even if you're watching in 2D, it came at the screen and was one of those just like,
There was a couple of moments. I would count maybe like around 3 or 4 moments in the entire movie that were like specifically designed to be 3D.
yeah,
And
and they must have been brief because I truly didn't really notice anything that was particularly obvious.
yeah, yeah, that was really it. And that was always my biggest complaint with 3D is that when 3D was really popular, like about 10 or so years ago, they tried to put 3D in everything. And the movie that made me hate 3D was the Seth Rogen movie, The Green Hornet.
Which I still
Because
haven't seen in
I had
anything.
the same feeling, the mustache, man, because it was such a fucking letdown, and the 3D didn't do shit.
no, it didn't. Because the only section in
And that
the
was filmed in 3D, right?
it was filmed in 3D, and the only scene in the entire movie that made the 3D look good was a freaking explosion, a car explosion. That's it. That was the only scene in the entire movie where the 3D actually made sense. Everything
It's like,
else
oh
in the
yeah, that
entire
was pretty
movie just
good.
looked stupid.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
that movie did not need to be in 3D at all.
Or it
I
didn't need to be at all. I mean, that they fucking
That thing.
failed on every accord with that film.
Oh yeah, the movie was stupid. I actually thought that Seth Rogen playing Green Hornet was a massive miscast. It's
It's
just
an
like,
odd choice.
yeah, it's just like, first off, the Green Hornet is not a comedy. It's a movie that should have been filmed like the old 1994 movie with Alec Baldwin as the Shadow. It should have been filmed something
Correct.
like that.
Because and it would have done so much better had they done that. The
Yeah.
reason Seth Rogen spearheaded this and got the role is because Green Hornet was a stoner classic. It was that movie that 90s stoners would fucking, or that show rather, would come home, and it had Bruce Lee, and you know what I mean? It was campy and cheesy but fun. You could either watch Power Rangers if you were uh,
Hated
or you
Power
could
Rangers.
watch
Hated Power
Green
Rangers.
Hornet. That was your choices after school. And
See, I
Ren and
pretend that the
Stimpy.
Green
Fuck
Hornet
that. I
doesn't
hated
even
Power Rangers.
exist, which is really disappointing because I like the old radio dramas of the Green Hornet and the Shadow. I like both.
the
Who played
Shadow,
the
the
Shadow
Shadow
role?
is fucking great audio dramas.
Oh yeah, fucking love it. And I'm a fan of the 1994 film of The Shadow starring Alec Baldwin. It's one of
I've
my
never
favorite
seen
movies.
that. I
Yeah,
want
neither.
to. You know, Sirius XM, the only good thing about it was the Radio Classics channel, because you can listen to those things all day long, like The Shadow or the detective shit. Just so much good stuff. But for $30 a fucking month, there's no justification.
Yeah.
I can get Spotify for $10.99, and I can just type in a playlist of radio dramas and listen to the same shit. You know what I mean?
Or
Or listen.
probably go on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the worst part about Sirius, if you actually have it, what's in your car built in, it only gives you a certain number of channels, and they basically play the same bullshit over and over. Like the 90s channel, all it does is play like Collective Soul every time you turn it on. It's fucking horrible. But then they have these great channels that you can only access, more diverse musical choices that you can only access on your phone. Which, sure, you can connect your phone to your fucking car, but again, if I'm
Yeah.
paying $30 a fucking month and I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to connect my fucking phone, why the fuck wouldn't I just pay for Spotify or one of the other fucking services? It's ridiculous.
I gotta imagine it's only that expensive because of the stupid money they still pay Howard Stern.
I agree. I yelled at them. They called me because it was time to renew, right? My service, because I had like the trial for 6 months or whatever, and then I paid for the extended trial for another 3 months or whatever, because it was like 99 cents. And then they called me 12 times a day for a week trying to get me to up. And I was like, fuck you. I literally yelled at them. I said, fuck you. I said everything about them. I said, you're fucking worthless. I'm like, you're a fucking strong arm. How fucking dare you call me? I would never want your service. Get it out of my fucking car. I screamed. And then I went down to my car and I did not have Sirius anymore. It was gone.
He was like,
Fucking sons of bitches. How dare you call me 12 times a day? That's harassment.
it's insane. Yeah. Should have called the
I
cops on
lost
me,
it.
like that bank did to you.
I bet Ant-Man 2 was fucking fantastic in 3D.
I still haven't seen any of those. And I love Paul Rudd.
They're excellent.
Mild homo. Not no homo, but mild.
They're the only MCU movies I care to watch. That and Guardians of the Galaxy. The rest of it can eat a dick. Surprisingly, Thor I love, and I hate Thor. That's my least favorite character ever in comic books. And Thor and Iron Man. And actually Iron Man, great movies. Thor, never saw the first one, but I saw the second and I was hooked, and I see them now whenever they come out, and they're always excellent. The rest of the MCU can eat a dick.
Yeah, I just checked out at a certain point. I just lost interest. There's still things I want to see, but like overall, I'm just kind of like, meh. Like I've got it sitting there. I really want to watch Logan, the last Wolverine movie,
Oh yeah, I've never seen that yet either.
where they want like full like adult with it.
Or maybe I have. You did, right? You saw Logan?
Yes, I did see Logan, and I did not like Logan.
Is that the one that starts with him fighting the bear?
Shit.
And then he gets into a bar fight and some like.
Wait. The bear. No. That's not Logan. That's the Wolverine. That's the one where he
The
goes
second
to
movie?
that's the
I
one where
think?
he goes to Japan to meet that old man that he met back during the end of World War II, and the man has like this way to be able to cure his healing factor and make him a human and not a mutant anymore. That's the Wolverine, not Logan.
Yeah, Logan's based on was it
Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan? Yeah, like
Yeah,
grizzled,
which I read.
older Wolverine.
Look, I mean, the Wolverine was not a good movie in my opinion.
I liked it a lot.
I didn't care for it. I thought it was a very weak story. And Logan, on the other hand, I really didn't like because I thought it was boring. When I saw the movie, I was bored to tears, and I passed out a couple of times when I was in the theater. There was a
I'll be
couple of
honest.
times-
I think this is the first negative review I've actually heard of the movie.
Yeah,
sure there's others,
When
but this is the first
when
one
I saw the
I've heard.
movie in the theater, there was a couple of times where I fell asleep. It's
Yeah, but I
just-
fell asleep during the Matrix and the Watchmen in a theater. I tend to fall asleep to good movies.
Yeah,
I fell asleep.
did
Last time
not
I fell
like
asleep in a
Logan.
movie was
I didn't.
Ridley Scott's Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did not like Logan, and when I've told other friends of mine that I did not like Logan, I get yelled at every single time because they tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have bad taste in movies, that kind of thing, and they said that Logan is a fucking masterpiece, and I pretty much just sit back and grin and I say, no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because Logan is a boring. Boring. Yeah, I tried to say boring tire fire of a movie.
It's a boring movie.
Yeah. No,
You think
it's
you
a
like it, then
boring.
it bounces back and you hate it.
Yeah, it's a boring tire fire of a movie. It's just like I did not like it. There was just so many things wrong with that movie, in my opinion. I just did not like it, and I will never watch that movie again.
Well, I think it's due for a TEE TV review.
No, fuck off. No.
On that subject,
I'll watch it this week and I'll give you my opinion next weekend.
Well, a brief tangent since we were, this is like the 80th tangent in a row here, but do you guys have? I'm going to be watching Mortal Kombat Legends, the animated movies.
Oh, the one
my
with the cage match, I think. Is what it's
Well,
called.
that one is the reason why it's the fourth one. There's 4 of them, so I'm just gonna watch them all. But god damn, does Cage Match look fantastic?
It does look good, and I had no idea there'd been 4 already.
Yeah,
Well, 3.
apparently the first R-rated is Scorpion's Revenge, and then there's like some maybe it's called Defenders of the Realm, and then there's another one, and then this one. And what's his dick? Joel McHale plays Johnny Cage in the first one, an older Johnny Cage, and then he plays him in this 80s set, which is just I when I saw Jennifer Grey was in it, I just thought, oh, cool, they're casting an 80s actress to play a role. They're actually casting her as herself. The plot is Johnny Cage has to save Jennifer Grey, his girlfriend and actress, his girlfriend and co-star. And Gilbert Gottfried is in it. It's got to be his last fucking role, I'd bet.
How long has this been in development? He's been dead
for a while. That's why I got to imagine it's his last role. So, yeah, those definitely sound like very fun films. And if you guys are ever interested, let me know because I could plan my watching around it. Seems like something probably can do all in one episode.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested.
I want to know if they're connected to the movies though, because I am. Did you know Butcher is playing Johnny Cage in the sequel, live action sequel?
Yes, I did know that. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah,
Carl Urban.
Yeah, Carl Urban is playing Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2.
Carl Urban proves every pussy ass actor wrong with their "don't typecast me" bullshit. Look at his filmography. All he's ever played is fucking all he's ever played are iconic roles. You know what I mean? Like Bones from Star Trek, a Lord of the Rings character,
Judge Dredd.
Billy Butcher, Judge Dredd. Right. Like I'm forgetting some, but they're all iconic characters. And it's just like, if he keeps getting typecast, he'll always have a career. And he'll always, isn't that what an actor wants? To take on these coveted roles that people will lambast you for if you don't do right, and then you knock it out of the park every time, and they love you as these characters, and you literally embody each of these iconic characters. That sounds like an acting feat.
And all unique too. Like it's typecast in a very basic sense. Like, yeah, all very unique characters and very unique performances too.
Yeah, he's being typecast in high-paying starring roles of greatness. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking New
I bet he'll be in a Saw movie one day.
Job. Maybe.
He'll play John Jigsaw in the reboot. And he's like 80, he'll play him.
You want to play a game? You useless fucking cunts.
By this one, back in, who are we talking about here?
Carl Urban.
Yeah, look, I'm just happy that we're getting a sequel to the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. Because I'm hoping that this sequel will be better than the first one. The first one was good, but it could have been better.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I won't say I enjoyed it as much as the 95 one. That was just one of the best movies in the world.
Yeah, but let's not forget the... God, I don't even know how to fucking describe it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Okay, well, let's not talk about that then.
Yeah.
Look, does the TV series not kind of fix that a little bit? Because that was
I think the TV
awesome.
series completely ignores Annihilation.
Sure. And then it gives you enough to say, all right, forget Annihilation. Just watch the original movie and then that TV series if you want more.
Yeah. But no, it's just my biggest complaint. Yeah, I know we're going into a discussion about Mortal Kombat 2021, but bear with me here, folks. But my biggest complaint with the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie is that they reduced Goro to a fucking henchman. They turned him into a goddamn henchman. Goro is a boss character. He's a boss. And they turn
Is,
him into a henchman?
is
Come
Goro the one
on.
with 4 arms?
Yeah, he's the one with the forearms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, here's something interesting. In Mortal Kombat's Legends, Goro is reprised by the same guy who played him in those movies, in the old movies from 95. There's actually a lot of like
Your
in this
point?
the point is that's neat. There's a lot of they're bringing back all the actual game people who the voice cast that they use here is pretty impressive for the franchise at least.
Oh, and another complaint. All right, look, I like Hiroyuki Sanada. He's the guy that played Scorpion. He's an amazing actor. I'm a big fan of pretty much anything he does. And I thought he did a great job as Scorpion, except the fact of when he said, "Get over here." It was just throughout the entire movie, even when they did his backstory, he was speaking in Japanese, which is not a big deal. Like, it's just like he's Japanese, he speaks in Japanese, it's fine. But then when it comes time for him to say, "Get over here," he says it in English. And then he reverts back to speaking in Japanese. And I'm like, huh?
No, he needs his opponent to understand.
But his opponent speaks Chinese, so he doesn't understand.
Okay. So, I don't know.
It's just like, where's the logic here, man? Come on. And you know what? I looked into it, and apparently the director of this movie, this was his first movie. This is the first movie he ever directed. Like, he has never done any movies prior to this. And I'm like, oh, there it is. And I'm like, yeah.
As both a good get for
Amateur
that
hour.
guy. Like, for a first-time director, that's pretty great getting that, but it's also surprising that they would give something like that to a first-time director.
Yeah, I was like, why? Why would you give this to somebody who has almost no experience?
Are we still talking Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was
Too busy
maintaining
looking at self-serving
sickness.
comments.
I unfortunately these guys can attest. I was when we were trying to talk earlier in the middle of comments, I was vomiting into my mouth and running off. And I was hoping it would continue throughout the show because we thought it would be very funny, but unfortunately I must have got it all out. However.
Damn it.
Look, I don't know. And then, of course, they gave
I didn't know that was a first-time director for a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, but let's not forget the most important aspect of the movie of all. The new original character in the movie, Cole Young, his Arcana power is literal plot armor.
Yeah, I remember that. Did they ever integrate him into the games that have come since?
No, not as far as I know, no.
Then I don't like him.
Well, I mean, Mortal Kombat 1, which is the current Mortal Kombat game currently. Yeah, I know I said currently twice now, but I mean, what can you do? Moving on.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Yeah. But they're about to in the new game. They're about to release a combat pack that's going to introduce, I think, like 6 characters to the game, and he might be one of the characters to be added. I don't know.
It's the only way I'll accept him is if he becomes a game character, because otherwise, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid. Like, well, I see it. It's like integrating yourself into the movie. You know what I mean? Like you as the player. So creating him sort of as an avatar for us ish.
I guess. Look, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game since Mortal Kombat 4.
What?
Yeah.
Played, I think it was 8 and I haven't played X I think it was X or the newest one, but 8 and 9 were like they were great games. Even like the story mode, they did well with.
Hmm. You didn't even play Mortal Kombat 11?
Oh wait, maybe X was the last one I played. So was 11 the last one before this newest one?
Yes. It was
Okay,
X,
then
then 11, then 1. 1 is
okay,
the
so
newest one.
I think it was 9 and X that I played then. Good
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I know that X had a lot of good fatalities in it, and then 11 upped the ante with the fatalities. And I know I know 1's fatalities are also like very fucking brutal. Like speaking of, we're also going to be discussing Invincible today. Omni-Man from Invincible is one of the like fighters that you can play as in Mortal Kombat 1. And the scene from season 1 of Invincible where Omni-Man takes Invincible and just pushes him through people on a subway train, that's one of his fatalities in Mortal Kombat 1.
You did watch that video I sent. Good.
Yeah.
Because how awesome was that?
Oh yeah.
Seeing that in like, pretty realistic 3D.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Makes me kind of want to play the game now, but
They
unfortunately,
also
it's $70
saw, like,
and I'm not going to get it.
yeah, fair enough.
Unless
And
unless it goes on sale.
that was like part of the DLC pack as well, which they added Homelander,
Yes.
Peacemaker, and I can't remember the other characters. It was 3 or 4 other characters. Which is
Homelander
so
and
like
who?
Homelander and Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Oh yeah, Peacemaker from the Peacemaker show.
Yeah, John
Please
Cena,
tell me that the
Peacemaker.
character does his glorious dance from the intro of that show.
I haven't seen anything from it, but I hope so. It was just like at the very end of the video, they showed like the characters they were adding, and he was one of them.
Yeah, it's just like if you watch Peacemaker, you cannot skip the intro of that show. You just can't. You have to watch it every single episode.
That was good. I really enjoyed that show.
Yeah. I hope that it comes back, but
I think they've confirmed it is.
yeah.
When? Who knows? That's another story. But
And of course, John Cena needs to learn to keep his goddamn mouth shut about certain things.
You mean Chinese things?
Mm-hmm.
His Chinese apology is just the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's certainly something.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a second season of Peacemaker, even
I
though
thought
they
didn't they confirm it?
I'm
Yeah,
fairly sure it's confirmed.
But where? Well, maybe with the writers, it's just so long in between.
So what you're saying is that people just stopped caring.
Maybe, and the whole DCU is changing. Then again, Gunn did say Peacemaker is pretty much the only thing that's staying because that's
it was like
new
that
direction.
and like one other thing.
Yeah, well, look, I mean,
the Batman, because that's, I think they're considering that a different universe or like
Elseworld.
alternate Earth or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
If it's
it's
DC, it's an Elseworld.
It's an Elseworld thing, but
Yeah.
I don't think Ezra Miller is still the Flash, which I think is a good thing. They should fire his ass. Jason Momoa, as far as I know, is no longer Aquaman. He is being moved to another character.
You're just
If
gonna
it's not
gloss over
Lobo.
that, you little son of a bitch. Jason Momoa is being fucking removed from Aquaman to play Lobo. And I've been saying this for so long. This guy, the mustache, can verify. Lou in the chat. Stone probably, if he paid attention to me. Oh, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying. Can verify for nearly a decade now. I have been saying Lobo is what will save the DC cinematic universe, which it's what will, before there even was a DC EU or whatever they call it, DCCU, what do they call it? I don't know. before that even happened, I said he would kickstart it and put them next to the thing. I said it's Lobo and Legion are the route to go. And considering James Gunn did such a great job at Guardians of the Galaxy, it only makes sense for him to bring Legion in. Legion is one of the most fantastic things. And if you look at the tone there now, you got Lobo, Peacemaker, and whatever the fuck else they do. Yeah, this is going to be great. It better be R-rated. That's all I'm going to say.
You know, I wasn't going to... I did gloss over it for one reason. I wanted
You didn't want me to rant about my love of Lobo and how right I am?
I wanted you to talk about it because I know how much you care about it. Come on, man.
I love Lobo.
Yes, I know.
Give me Lobo.
You know what Jim is? Jim is homo for Lobo.
Hashtag. Let's try and get that trending.
Yeah. Yeah, well, all right, listen up, chat. We're gonna start a new hashtag on the Twitter X's. It's gonna be homo. It's gonna be homo for Lobo.
Oh, looks like I got 2 blazing chains of love.
Oh God, I'm gonna fucking do it. All right.
I got 2 infanticides, huh? What I want is the actual running series. That was so fantastic. This says something like "Smell Me, fanboy." It's a 19 "Scratch Me, fanboy." It's a scratch and sniff promotional from the 90s.
Whatever happened to those? I used to have a one from The Simpsons that was like, I think it was roast pork or something. Homer Simpson and the roast pork.
And this is what will be the saving grace for DC. So much Lobo in here. There is so much Lobo in here.
Oh my God, we're having another special moment here.
Why is this one so thick? Oh, it's 2.
What you said.
You beat me by 1 second, dude.
I must have segregated all the Lobo covers.
I don't think I've ever actually read any Legion. Like, I've got a few issues of Lobo, like random issues and some trade paperbacks, but don't think I've ever read any Legion.
Dude, so fantastic. It's like the intergalactic version of everything that's going on Earth. And like, there's a lot with the lanterns are a big part of this. Brainiac. There's a Lobo.
Put that
I
aside
did
for
say
later when I have
covers.
some me time.
This is a good bit, huh? Oh, this is the new 52 gay Lobo. Can't believe they ever did that to Lobo. Sons of bitches. That's what Lobo originally looked like. Super gay. There's his old outfit. He originally comes from Omega Man. And yes, I'm a Lobo-sexual. I mean, we've gone to see, I've cummed all over these comics. That's why they're all stuck together.
Even while bagged and boarded, still stuck together.
Bagged, boarded, and camed on. And we've gone this far with the bit, so we gotta finish. It's almost done.
So you got stuck now.
No, can't. Plus, we just made it to all the Lobos. A lot of Legion Lobo covers. I used to have these all on my wall. That's why they're sticky.
Yeah, that's why. Sure.
Not semen, I swear it.
Mm-hmm.
What's done? The saving grace of the DC universe. No fucking doubt. Such good stuff. The characters are all great. Storylines are fantastic. You got Lobo, brutality in it. Just imagine intergalactic stories that deal with all the different cookie cutter characters and intergalactic politics happening. And then you got Lobo in the middle of it all, just being a cocksucker and taking no shit. Pretty excellent.
Yeah, Lobo's one I was disappointed didn't get a Max series. Max is the the really adult stuff that Marvel did for a little while, and just kind of abandoned. They did Punisher Max, Deadpool Max, whatever else there was.
It's because
much
Lobo's
one of
not
the-
Marvel, you little fruit.
No, like I was hoping DC would do something like similar. I meant to say. Sorry, my brain's all foggy. We're in the clouds or whatever. See what I did there?
Oh, I see what you did there. Now I guess we'll have to fill them in on it in a little bit when we get to La Moustache.
I guess so.
So are we pretty much done with Saw?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered all the bases of the weakest Saw movie in the franchise.
I mean, besides the fact, I mean, so that, and so the fact that, so let me just ask you this: did you see it coming? I mean, did they foreshadow it too much about Dr. Gordon?
To be honest, at the beginning of the movie where we see Dr. Gordon at the support group, I started to suspect things. I did. I started to suspect things because we all saw what Jigsaw did with Amanda Young. We all saw what he did with Hoffman. So that gave me reason to, at the very least, suspect something with Gordon. Now, of course, that does not mean that Gordon would have said yes to Jigsaw's offer. It just means that I have suspicions. And those suspicions, of course, were confirmed at the end of the movie. And I'm like, there it is. It's like I was fucking Leonardo DiCaprio again, him pointing at the TV screen like that freaking meme, going like, hey, yeah.
But you make the offer, you make it seem so businesslike. I mean, it was. I mean, well, we're talking life on the line here. I mean, he pretty much got saved. So I mean, the offer kind of just seemed it seems so pedestrian to what actually was, the series of events in that situation once he escaped out of that oh my god, literally shitty bathroom.
You see, V to respond to your comment, V, I actually didn't give Gordon a second thought after the first movie. I didn't.
I did read when I was reading up on the movie. Apparently, they wanted him to return for like quite a while, but I think it was Carrie Elwes' thing, and he was just like, "I want to wait till the last one." That was his thing.
And then it turned out that it wasn't the last one.
Nope. Well, chronologically, I guess, but
Yeah. Well, no.
although wait,
As far as I know,
when does-
Jigsaw and Spiral take place after the events of
well,
Saw 7.
yeah.
Correct.
Spiral's a spin-off, so it only almost kind of counts. When is
It's
Jigsaw directly
copycat,
like
right?
yeah,
Spiral?
something like that, yeah. But Jigsaw is Jigsaw is the first one that actually directly sort of involves itself with the events of the previous ones. Instead of being like, yes, sort of a
Well, I mean,
spin-off
as
kind
far
of
as I know with Jigsaw, there is a third apprentice in Jigsaw, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, at the end of this movie, we see you're at Dr. Gordon, and then there's two other people that are unidentified.
Yeah, they were never identified as far as I know. They were just nameless henchman 1 and 2.
Yeah.
God
Well,
damn it, we
that's
keep going back to henchmen. Fucking hell. I'm sorry, I'm still bitter about them turning Goro into a fucking henchman. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
fair enough. That's
It's
some
just,
bullshit.
it's just like, God damn it, he's a fucking boss.
It's like, really, a guy with 4 arms is just helping you out.
Yeah.
I get it. He's probably good at carrying plates and stuff like that, but still.
He's a very good heavy lifter. You don't even need a forklift at this point. You just need yourself a good old fashioned Goro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just see him like wearing, I don't know, like a fucking, I don't know, what is it, like a Costco uniform, has like a name tag that says, "Hello, my name is Goro." And it just has 4 arm sleeves, and he's just like putting his arm, like his lower arms on his hips, and he just like has one arm waving, another one doing a thumbs up, and he's smiling. It's like, "Hey, come work at Costco."
He'd be a very good worker with those forearms.
Yeah.
He's like
He's
a
like
personal
the best
forklift.
friend for old ladies who can't carry their own shit.
Be like, welcome to
Fucking hell.
Costco. I love you.
Yeah, Goro working at Costco or Menards. Do you even have a Menards in Australia?
No, I have no idea what that is. We have Costco.
I don't even think we have Lamards in America.
There's a Menards not that far from where I live, dude.
What even is that?
It's like it's like Home Depot.
Oh, see, we only have Home Depot and Lowe's in these areas because the husband and wife who owned, I believe it were Lowe's or Home Depot, when they got divorced in the settlement, they created the 2 companies as a split. And now that monopoly is shared as part of their divorce fucking agreement. So that's why we're only allowed to have those 2 companies around here.
V described it perfectly.
Well, I mean, considering where it is, every store is like blank, but for rednecks.
Fucking love.
I mean, Costco out there is Costco for rednecks.
For rednecks.
I mean, over where you live, they don't even call it Target. They just call it straight up Target.
I have never called it Target.
Exactly.
I think anyone who does call it Target should be, you know.
I mean, anyone who calls it Target is a pretentious asshole that should be smacked upside the back of the head and just said, "Stop it."
I agree. It's usually annoying white women who do it.
Oh, I'm just going to Target. I'm going to my local Target to pick up some baguette.
You mean butt plugs, right? You fucking... you fly.
Oh.
Even Menards sounds pretentious. Oh, you know, I was just at Menards picking myself up some turtlenecks with, you know, fancy
Yeah, it
threading.
really doesn't sound rednecky. Menards.
No, it doesn't.
I'm going to Menards for a hacksaw. I've got some bodies to dispose of.
Yes, they're causing me quite the issue.
Pretentious rednecks.
I got good news.
You know, after I finished putting the bull's balls on the back of my truck, I was like, what do? I guess I go to Menards.
Okay, that's a TV series. That is a TV series. That's the new Beverly Hillbillies. Like just hillbillies. You know, I have good news for you guys. I still may vomit in the middle of a sentence.
Yay!
This is the 4th donut I've eaten since Wednesday, and it's all I've eaten are these 4 donuts. 3.5 since Wednesday. And the more of it I eat, the more I want to puke. So it might happen. We may be in luck. So nice mustache you have there.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I see no one's commented on my mustache.
Well, I was actually talking about yours, but old Damian, he had to suck up that credit. I let him have it. He doesn't have much.
I don't. I really.
Yeah.
Don't agree. Just 'cause it's true. It doesn't mean you have to agree, you piece of garbage.
All right. So we've finished Saw. So I guess we're going into La Moustache.
Way.
God damn it.
Which is I'm very excited to see where this conversation goes, because I'm fairly certain it's like the most to say is I really enjoyed it. I'm shocked at how much I enjoyed it, etc.
Okay, so most important thing to say, I liked La Moustache. Okay, moving on to Invincible.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, that was efficient.
Yep.
Certainly. I wonder, did anyone out there see it? No, bunch of jerks gave them links for it and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, not everybody has Amazon Prime.
30-day free trial.
That's what I would have done if I had fucking found a legal way to get it. Legal.
Well, I mean, I like, yeah. Oh my God, V, what the hell?
But yeah, Philly.
Oh, please tell us why.
Oh no, it was Luke that admitted earlier that he hadn't seen it. So V, I guess, did watch it.
Would love to know what you didn't like about it.
What's AI got to do with it?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, though. How about this?
Got to do with it. Got to do with it.
I can definitely tell you my favorite part was when La Moustache came up and he was like, "It's La Moustache in time," and then he La Moustached them.
That was the best. That was the best bit.
That was really good. That was a good part. Hong
I
Kong is
that was
disgusting,
funny.
huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like they must live in a real class system over there, whatever they call it, with like just absolute peasants in a huge block and then gorgeous fucking top of the line. It's like literally they live at the top of the world and then across the water in the absolute bottom of the world. It's insane. And there has to be caused, it must be like all of that resource into the fancy Hong Kong must be getting sucked from the impoverished Hong Kong for it to be that disgusting looking. It's insane.
It was, yeah, but it wasn't quite like Dubai is kind of like that, where it's just like you've got these insanely nice skyscrapers, this beautiful thing, and then you're looking at slums. Whereas Hong Kong seemed to be slums that are like 80 stories high.
Yeah, because
it's kind of a weird mix. And then across the river you got sort of the same but smaller. It's only 3 stories high.
It's interesting. I would like to go to Hong Kong personally. I always have.
Yeah,
it seems like a fun place to go to. But I tell you what, if there's little Japanese schoolgirls laughing at you on the fucking subway while if that's like their culture where they just stare at you and giggle, I'm not gonna like that.
Yeah, it's just like, oh look, there's a white guy who fell asleep. That's hilarious. It's not that funny. Fuck you. I'm gonna turn around. Let me change
Yeah,
seats. Fuck you. You goofy tooth bitches.
I'd be like, what, did my balls fall out? What are you laughing at, you tards?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, maybe it gives a slight tee-hee, but otherwise, you shouldn't be laughing for like 10
Oh,
minutes because I
look,
fell asleep.
his round eyes were closed, and now they are open because he... Anyway, Stone had a lot of comments on La Moustache, but we'll save them. Damian, what were your thoughts? What did you glean from the film?
I was constantly kind of trying to figure out exactly what I was being presented with. I was sort of like, is this a psychological trip? Is this some kind of like, like a couple times I was kind of like, is this some kind of like alternate timelines converging kind of thing?
Interesting. I didn't get that, but the psychoanalysis article I read about it to try to get some more to talk about actually brought that up, that it
Really?
teeters on a Twilight Zone, the often used Twilight Zone time loop. I did not pick that up at all.
Yeah, that I started kind of thinking like, did he have these like, there's a life where he has the mustache, the life where he shaves la mustache, and then they diverge, but eventually kind of come back together. Which I was really kind of thinking in the ending sequence, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure throughout. Well, I'm still not sure exactly what the movie was.
Well, the mustache. He saw mostly a film about mental illness. I saw it as a film about our deceptions to one another and our perceptions to those deceptions and our adherence to them. You saw it with that Twilight Zone-esque thing, and V is a fucking little dork who was like, I only like the French chick because he's a thirsty, horny little pervert.
You didn't even see her tits. You
Yeah, you
kind
saw
of
like a side
almost
boob and
saw
a
the
fucking
bush.
gross mole on it.
Yeah, fucking
But there's
relax.
a line when he's at work. I'm looking for it now in the movie, which really explains a lot and speaks to why I like it so much. Okay, hold on, we're there. It says something like it's all neophytes and something else. And yeah, here it is. All right, let me get the subtitles on. How do I do that? I don't need subtitles in French. The advantage is we're dealing with neophytes and experts. The message changes, but not the words and visuals. And that speaks a lot on the movie itself, because if you think about the way this is being presented, and again, it is a film about perception. It's just a story of a man shaving off his fucking mustache, but the words and the visuals of your typical suspense film are still there. You know what I mean? And it's a subversion of the expectation of the neophytes and experts.
And it was presented like the entire way through. It was presented as though this is all just happening. Like there was no like kind of weird filters or anything like that to, indicate anything like, oh, this is a hallucination, or it was presented. What did you say? I think you said it before the show, like where it's you're the audience, the analyst, or something like that.
Yep, they say that you essentially are the analyst for these characters, and that this is all their therapy.
I could definitely see that. And for a little while, like, it's like I kind of had the idea of the diverging timelines, but then I was also just sort of like, is this maybe like, is this maybe her mental illness playing out, and he's just a part of that? Like, it was a very interesting mix of things.
Yes.
Maybe not mix of things.
Well, you see the way she responds to everything. Like her lips are always quivering. She very much has the visuals of the words and visuals of somebody having a mental issue.
Yeah, she freaks out very easily at the smallest thing.
And he keeps saying, I'll always be there for you no matter what. Maybe it is a story of a man dealing with the mental illness of his partner and just deciding to be there for her and just letting it go and stuff.
It could be.
Interesting fact.
Well, I mean, if that turns out to be the way that it actually was, that it wasn't his mental illness and that it was actually hers, that makes me appreciate the movie even more.
That was his?
No, that it was hers over
That
his.
it was hers.
Oh, okay.
I truly think it was hers.
Yeah. If it turns out to be her mental illness and not his, then yeah, I would actually like the movie even more, and I may actually end up going back and watching it again.
But you know what? That even speaks more to the relationship thing, where it is about relationships, because when you're in these kinds of arguments, silly ass arguments over whether you said foggy or cloudy in the head, like I had this fucking morning with a fucking donkey who swears to me that when she said her head was foggy and I said her head was cloudy, that I was attacking her by intentionally changing it because I know what that means. This gaslighting, ridiculous bullshit that happens in relationships, but there are two perspectives of it. You know what I mean? And, his story, her story, and the truth. And maybe you as the audience are the truth here, so to speak, you're the deliberator to see who's who. I'd like to read the book. This is based on a book from a very famous French author who actually wrote and directed this film in his directorial debut. So
something I hate Carrera.
Emmanuel Carrere. I don't know how you say Carrere. I only know this because I wrote an unofficial sequel to this called Zombie Grazi, which means fat zombie. It's a full film and it's fantastic, and I think I think it's a worthy sequel. It's not worthy, but it's very fun.
Also, I love the way when he shaves the mustache initially. It almost, like the way they presented it, it's almost like he's committed a murder. The way they show him like washing the hairs down the drain, the music that's playing, he's just murdered his mustache, his beloved mustache, and then no one seems to give a fuck.
It is a murder. Shaving one's facial hair it's a murder of one's identity, which is another thing they say this film is about, loss of identity. And when you shave your face and nobody notices, boy, is that traumatic. It's traumatizing. This silly thing, this psychoanalysis article brought it back to our first traumas, which are feces, food.
Can you send that to me? I want to read that.
I shall. Feces and food are our first traumas. So, when we took a shit the first time, it was traumatic, and that apparently lives with us. And this shaving of your facial hair somehow psychologically ties to this. Now that I'm not feeling so horrible, I should try to finish this article, because it was making my being sick. Reading this fucking article, it was just killing my head because it was too fancy.
Was it in English or French?
Both.
Now, Jim, if I shave all this off, would it really be that?
Don't you remember what happened last time Damian shaved?
Exactly. I was just thinking about that. I was like, this. No one never not notices. Even me. It's traumatic.
They didn't notice last time.
I will admit, the last time we saw Damian without his goatee, it was quite literally the stuff of nightmares.
It was traumatic for us all. Like that first time we took shits.
Christ, man. It's a guy's face. It's a guy's face with fur. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Stuff of nightmares. Like face with fur.
Really? I'll be crying myself to sleep for the next week. Thanks, Charles. Fucking you cunt.
See, for me, it's control. See, for me, it was always control. Like when I was in the military, the Army National Guard, and I was in boot camp and being made fun of because I was one of the assholes that was going in to pay for college and shit like that. And the motherfucker just didn't like my fucking. I mean, he made me shave. I think they made me shave all my fucking facial hair. I think the drills made me shave all my fucking facial hair off. I was like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? Like every fucking thing. Everything had to be fucking regulation. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, it was just the craziest goddamn thing. And that's part of why I fucking kept it. Because it's fucking control. Now it's mine. Now no one can fucking, and plus I'm afraid that if I fucking shave it now with the way my fucking hair grows, my baby face out, it'll take a long ass time to grow this fucking mustache back.
Now that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you're like a grown man afraid to shave your mustache because you're afraid it won't grow back.
It'll take a long ass time. Like this, like I said, this is the product.
You would look
right
silly
here.
Without it.
This right here is the product of me not cutting this thing like ever. Only slight trims, and this is the best that it's gotten. This is the best that it's gotten.
The mustache. Didn't I tell you this years ago? Hashtag homo for Lobo. I'm pretty sure I told you this one years ago that to get the goddamn facial hair, you got to shave. You have to shave. You just got to keep shaving it. Shave every day for like a month, and it'll grow.
Really?
Yep. Facto.
That easy. I mean,
it's that easy.
That's great. That just seems crazy.
No, because you're opening up those follicles. You're allowing the follicles to get through the skin. You're tearing away little layers of the skin. You're, especially with the shaving cream, exfoliating those layers while shaving off little layers and just external layers, allowing the follicles to grow.
See, look at how we do as a show here. We reviewed Saw. We're now reviewing La Moustache, and we're talking about the true, really gruesome dark side of shaving your face.
Like, hey, it's totally relevant.
He said you're removing skin. Like, Jesus Christ. Like
hey, don't quote me on that, but I know the rest of it's true. But the skin stuff is just my theory here. It's just something I'm making up on the spot because it sounds right.
And like a talking head, like a classic talking head, I'm going to take that information and run with it. Why not?
The rest is true.
Shit, like a classic talking head. Like, yes, folks, you're peeling your skin every time you fucking shave. You're taking a thin layer of skin off yourself. So be careful. Be fucking careful out there. But you fat guys are safe.
I mean, how could you not be? It's fucking, you're scraping metal across your skin.
But I think the fat guys will be okay.
What about a fat guy?
The typical fat guy will be okay shaving, you know. It's got a lot of layers down. Got a lot of layers down there.
Yes.
You know, a lot of layers.
You know, you'd think it'd be easier for the fatties to shave, and yet they always seem to have the fucking patchiest, most ill-kept beards.
I mean, everybody, you know, I think Grizzly Adams is like the measuring stick, right? I mean, I think the big guys want to be like Grizzly Adams or something, right? You know, I want to go to the new icon that lost his life recently, but you know, that whole Bray Wyatt, you know.
No, it is Bray Wyatt over Grizzly Adams. Everybody has a fucking beard now, and it's annoying. Look, my beard's different than all these douches. They all have the specific. I have a normal human beard. These fucking douchebag. Damian has a normal beard. Stoner has a normal beard. The rest of these douches all have that specific Bray Wyatt fucking kind of tight here and then straight as hell. Like they just came out of a country music video. But it's like this post-hipster thing. It's like a metrosexual country star. Don't like them. Don't like them at all. And it's every man I see out there.
Okay. Note to self: have to shave.
Yeah, if you don't want to become one of those people,
Yeah,
or
but
just because you're getting too fuzzy, which is it?
no. It's just look. I want to have a beard like what you have, but the problem is that every time I try to shave and everything, the only section of my actual facial hair that actually grows in thick is the patch near my chin and on my mustache. That's it. The sideburns are nothing but patchwork. That's it, and I fucking hate it. And then
And so you haven't been shaving for the last 10 years?
I've I'm not I don't shave regularly. I usually I shave and then I just let it grow out. And then when it gets too long, I shave again and then I let it grow out. And then when it gets too long, I shave again and then I let it grow out. And then
I
that's basically just the process repeats itself. And that's what I've been doing for this whole time.
I swear we've done this years and years ago, and we can find a video of it where I suggested you do 30 days of shaving every day and see what happens. I assume you didn't do it if we did actually say that. If not, I
No,
suggest it for
I
both
didn't
of
do
you.
it. No. But
I suggest both of you to shave your cheeks for 30 days straight.
yeah, but look, I want a full beard. That's what I want. What I would like to do is I would like to be able to just grow out a full beard and just shave off all my hair on my head and go full bald.
You'd
That's what
look
I want.
very handsome and psychotic, terrifying, really.
I
Yeah.
think he's trying to go Stabler or some shit like that.
I mean,
What?
I like it. I would like it.
Stabler. What are you talking about? Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about Stabler from SVU, right?
Well, organized crime
Or
at
organized
one point
crime.
where
Yeah, because he
Is
did
that
the
what he
movie
has
Organized
now on
Crime.
organized crime? I've never seen that one.
at one point when he was undercover, I think was it like I think an Eastern European unit, Eastern European like a crime syndicate or whatever. He went bald and he had this whole gray beard going on, trying to look like a fucking like you know what I'm saying Russian goon or some shit like that. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, but I have a very oddly shaped scalp, so I don't even know if I'd be able to like rock a bald head.
But I gotta disagree with you, Jim. I feel like this shit that I have here is like one of the worst. I feel like sometimes when I look at myself, I should be going on stage somewhere going, "Whoa, man!
No,
Whoa,
no.
man!
You have a fox face.
Whoa!" Huh?
You have a fox face.
Oh yeah.
You're a genuine fox face. Guy Fawkes. You
He's,
look, you're
he's
a
red.
revolutionary. You're into all that shit, and you're born with that exact face. So I suggest just to be clear about my shaving experiment, don't touch any of that. Shave everything around it for 30 days every day, and then see. Give you if you can see that you are growing, then you know you're safe to do 30 days for the rest of it. That means
Okay.
you'd be bald faced though for 30 days. You'd have to shave your mustache and chin every single day for 30 days.
Oh boy. I look like a fucking kid, man. I will look like a fucking kid.
Well,
It's so
how
weird.
much longer are you going to get to look like a kid? Well, a long time, you lucky son of a bitch. Black don't crack, but still.
That's just a
Have you not seen
generalization.
Reginald Bell Johnson? That smooth-faced homosexual.
Hey, you know what they did to him? You know how they honor him in those commercials? They don't put him in his police uniform like we've always seen him in Die Hard. He was in a police uniform all through most of fucking Family Matters. He was in a police uniform, but yet in these fucking insurance commercials, what do? They put him in a Jack Black voice, Cosby sweater. They put him in a fucking a low budget Cosby sweater.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to be typecast.
Oh yeah, but put him in a Cosby sweater because he's a TV dad. Put a black man in a fucking Cosby sweater. That's not typecasting. That's not. Come on.
I mean, he's being hired for the police uniform, so he should wear it.
He was, like I said, that's the TV dad that we knew. Carl Winslow was the fucking police guy. He was not only the head of his family, but he was out there protecting the community also. You know, that's the kind of TV dad he was.
I love Family Matters, and I'm proud to say I never watched the pornography with the one member from that show.
Okay, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Trust me, it was It was not worth seeing.
I know. Just got fucked on a stool. I mean, come on. I wouldn't want. Who would want to watch that?
Oh, so you did watch it? Come on.
We talked. We watched. I think we watched it on air. You and I, not like on the stream, but like watched it. We heard about it and watched it and commented on it.
I know we talked about it. Wow, we actually went there. The places that we went in our times, man.
We did silly things. We had a wonderful shows. Too good that we had to make them all private because too much for the world. Look how they steal from us now. The DJR network is the most emulated and poorly mimicked network on YouTube. Everyone from the low rent nobodies to the almost once was somebodies like Shuli Agar. All these motherfucks just take and take and take because you know what they say, right, Damian? DJR network makes and the world takes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
Someone even took out 4-9 Johns. I can't
know.
remember who that was, but someone did that.
It was fucking Bobby Fran, that little jerk off. Another person who is literally leached off of us and sucked off of us, watches us from the shadows and steals what we do. Little prick.
And I say,
yes, someone took that fucking idea from us.
And I say, hey, what's going on?
And that's why they hate us, because they ain't us. That's right. I say, hey, yay, yay, yay. I go further than the hey. I added the yay, yay, yay.
Smoke weed every day.
Motherfucker. Smoke weed every day.
That might have been a hell of a look right there.
So you just took it there, Damian. You took it to the third step from the hey to the hey, yay, yay, yay to the
smoke weed every day.
Now someone just has to throw an Elvis down. I don't know what Elvis.
But yeah, man, we've always known. We've always known the borrowers, the takers, the stealers.
Yeah, but we were being stolen from by low rent nobodies exclusively. Now everybody's stealing from us. They're all talking shit about us because they just wish they were as good as us. We could just turn on a dub show like this and talk about dub shit, and we're still better than them.
You can fucking,
and we're not even that good. That's my point.
You ate
not even.
You ate a flat brownie and fucking, a fucking impromptu mukbang. It boosted last week's show. I guess
it got us 1,000 views.
100%.
Oh God, I don't want to believe that it was all you, man, in that mukbang.
It was not. It was not.
No,
but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me either because the internet is a fucking weird fuck place.
Well, there are algorithms. Mukbang. Hold on. Full screen me here. Let's get 1,000 views. Here we go. Mukbang.
Oh my God. Look, I could have got.
God damn, 750, 780.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Oh my God.
Yeah, work that donut.
This is why for the longest time I wouldn't admit that I was a YouTuber. I
would not
This and people killing themselves to get views and likes and go viral. I wouldn't admit for a long time that I was a YouTuber.
Okay, so seriously, people are offing themselves to get fucking views.
I've seen it happen. Like I've seen things where people have been doing that, like where they just eat insane amounts of stuff. And people
you're
have
talking about that? About the people?
Look at LA Beast. They got tummy aches.
Insane amounts of food.
Physical stunts. They'll do. They've done physical stunts. Come on, you've seen over the years, physical stunts. They will put themselves in danger to get.
Yeah. They're not actually
mukbang over.
They're putting themselves in situations where they will eventually kill themselves. Yeah.
I also saw I can't remember the YouTubers. There was a comparison, like I think it was I want to say quote unquote news articles, probably New York Post or something. It was like my cute chick and her brother or something, and they started off doing this kind of thing, both very thin, and just you look at them now, it's just like, oof, just like, yeah, oof.
But I would just like I was just saying, man.
It's
I
like,
was
what is
never
wrong with people? It's like, why would you do this to yourselves?
I was never like I said, like people were just the most embarrassing stuff that like the most times, okay, look, you were trying to do something and you embarrass yourself, fail miserably and like injure yourself, but you would still post it on YouTube. And it's like that's the type of shit. Like I just couldn't admit that I was immersed in that. That was a part of the YouTube community. When I was seeing shit like that, I was
I
like,
thought
no
there
way,
was
dude.
rules against that.
What really?
Well, I
No,
mean,
not, I
well,
mean, come on.
take a look at what happened recently between two individual YouTubers. I'm not going to go into heavy detail because it's still a pretty hot topic right now, but there was a situation that happened between two popular YouTubers by the name of Jax Films and SS Sniper Wolf. And
I've seen this in vague detail.
yeah, but basically what happened is SS Sniper Wolf didn't like Jack's Films criticizing content that she was uploading, so she decided to show up at his house and start doing an Instagram live stream in front of his house to her millions of followers. And she like actually live streamed his house, like showing address and all. So
Yeah,
in other
she
words,
doxed him. Yeah,
yeah, she doxed him. And this like really concerned Jack's Film, and he like complained to YouTube about this. And unfortunately, YouTube completely mishandled the situation. They completely mishandled it. I don't know specifically what happened, but the situation was not handled well, as far as I know. And yeah, that's all I'm willing to say about the whole thing. That's all I'm
Well,
willing to say.
I actually this story and there was another one which the names because they all have the most ridiculous names now.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all of these beefs going on and these people are getting 10s 20 30 million views over their shit, national news for their beefs,
Shit
and
being
yet
the operative word there.
what is the upper, by the way, my chances of vomiting, so we're gonna hit 2 marks maybe.
Hey, mukbang and a fucking
Yeah.
Oh God.
puke bang. What do you call it?
Reverse mukbang. These people that I was ranting about before who steal from us constantly are a bunch of psychopath dorks like those on Compound Media, like Gino Bisconte, who think what they're doing is this huge thing, who think they're in the game. Like none of these people are in the game, not even Shuley. You know what I mean? They're not anywhere near the game. The game is being played by children with ridiculous names who fucking show pictures of their fucking toenails or fucking them eating flan in fancy restaurants or pandering to homeless people. You know, it's that's the game now. SS Sniper Wolf, Jack's Films, and Murgy Bagurgy. I don't know. They have the weirdest names.
It might as well be Mogi Bagogi.
Might as well, because it's all poppycock gibberish, and they are the ones. They're the ones who set the trends. You grown men out there thinking you're in the game. It's not your world anymore. Your time is past, long past.
Like, yeah, if you want to make some true money on YouTube, you really just have to be almost brain dead, and kind of figure your audience is pretty much the same. That seems to be like what gets a lot of views.
There are wonderful
Brain dead
things
content
on YouTube.
Oh yes, there is, but
like-
there's also a lot that's just the fuck even is this? I guess I'm old now.
You know, just like X, it is what you make it. YouTube it just depends on what you're fucking looking at, really, is what you're getting. Me, I get wonderful things like Tasting History with Max Miller or tribal people try. I get things about culture and
That's good
fucking
stuff. I've seen some of that. That's good shit.
the tasting history or the tribal people try.
The tribal people try.
Yeah, I love that show.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
tribal people try. You're talking about the crap. What is it? Like the people from like the Middle
Pakistan.
Eastern, like the Middle Eastern countries that are like trying all kinds of things from like Western and
Yeah, but
European
Yeah.
countries.
there's two kinds. There's the copycat ones, and then there's the one with Chaudhry, Tahir, Gul Sher, and what the fuck is the adorable one's name? But there's basically the four dudes. One of them's got a big mustache. One of them's real skinny. The other one they call Indian Harrison Ford, and then the fourth one is just high as shit all the time.
Indian Harrison Ford, huh?
Based
Yeah.
on that description, I think that's the one that I keep seeing pop up.
I fucking love it. They are just adorable and wholesome, and I love. Food is a great way to learn about other cultures. It really is.
It is
And
actually, yeah. It's just like food is a way into a person's soul.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that's what my
And-
YouTube algorithm looks like. And if you get nothing but
and
swimsuit videos, that's
unfortunately-
your V and a pervert. But what were you saying?
And unfortunately, some people take that that mantra a bit too far, and we now have mukbang because of it.
What is mukbang? Is that what you you get really, really fucking high and eat fruit on air at the same time?
I look. I mean, I'm kind of out of it at the moment, so I don't even remember how to pronounce it. Ugh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun, but I did.
I'm sorry, but I'm not.
You
sorry.
called me nightmare material earlier. Fuck you.
I'm
I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah, that's gonna keep coming back to bite me in the ass, isn't it?
Anytime I remember. You mean fuck.
What
I
was
thought
it?
better
Was
of
it
yourself.
Blackie? I was sending. I was writing something. What came back?
Yeah. He was just saying how Blackie was not nightmare material, but my bald face is.
Hey, listen, if you ever want to have something to get back at the mustache, just ask him to tell you the first time he heard the greatest song he had ever heard.
Oh
That-
God damn it! How many times have I told this story?
So many, because it's one of the greatest stories I ever heard.
I've never heard it. Now, do it. Dance, monkey, dance.
Dance, monkey!
Okay, well, this particular story is because of a band that I still listen to on occasion called Fintroll. It is a Finnish folk metal band, and this song is called Korpin's Saga. It's off their album
Yep.
Stayup.
I'm going to put it on in my own background while muted while you
And-
tell this story. Hold on. What is it called again?
It's called, the song is called Korpin's Saga. Here, I'll type it in the private chat so you can know how
Yeah,
it's
because
spelled.
they're Finnish, so good luck with the spelling.
Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
I think I even know the story, but just in
Is
case.
it called the band called Ren Marbabu?
Band name
No.
is
Fintroll. Finn Troll.
I think I've actually heard of this band.
yeah. The first thing I typed in the private chat is the song. Second is Fintroll. Yeah.
All right,
But-
I got it. I'm pressing play right now.
Yeah, but the song in question is called Korpin's Saga, and the first time I ever heard the song is I was listening to a demo disc from the music producer that they are signed with called Century Media. It has a collection of different songs from different bands, and Fintroll just happened to be one of the bands on the disc. And I was listening to some other song. I can't remember the name of the band or the song, but I was listening to it and I was having a good old time, headbanging and dancing around like a crazy person, like you do when you listen to metal. And all of a sudden, the song stops. I'm waiting for the next song to start, and then boom, Corpin Saga begins. I'm like, ooh, this isn't bad. And I start headbanging, and then everything just fades to black. And I'm like, okay, the next thing I know, I'm laying on my bed. My shirt is off. I'm covered in sweat. And I have whiplash, and I'm giggling like an idiot. And the next song on the disc is also playing. And I don't remember any of the shit that just happened. I don't remember anything. I completely forgot. It's like I completely blacked out. And I skip back and listen to the song again, and I do remember listening to the song a second time, but it's just, yeah, that song basically made me black out. And it's just, yeah. That is
Yeah.
Huh?
I've definitely, like, I've heard this story before, but I was happy to hear it again because
Yeah.
that is the wildest. Like, I've had some very drunken times listening to
Oh no, I was
Finnish folk
completely
metal in
sober
my
during this
teens,
entire
but
thing.
yeah, which makes it even more wild because, like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I was completely stone cold sober during the entire thing. What
'Cause,
jerk
have
off?
you ever heard
What
of
are
a
you talking
band
about?
called?
That was me.
You ever heard of a
I was
band called
jerking off.
Korpiklani, Charles?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I like Korpiklani.
Yeah, the amount of good times I had as a teenager getting drunk and listening to Wooden Pints, that was even just Finnish folk metal in general. It's drinking music.
It is, yeah.
On the topic of Finnish metal, my tits are sweating.
But yeah. Folk metal is definitely one of my favorite genres of heavy metal. It is. It's just I'm a big fan of it. I like Fintroll. I like Korpiklani. I like Insiferum. What's another one? I like Ailstorm. Ailstorm is a good band, even though that one's more
I've
closer to pirate metal.
Yeah, I haven't listened to an Ailstorm album in years, but I saw them live twice,
Yeah,
like years ago.
but
Very
no, it's
It's
fun
the
just
show.
only one I've ever heard of out of those you named.
yeah, but no, like Fintroll is definitely one of my favorites, even though they
Heard
haven't
of
released
Fintroll
an
as well.
yeah Fintroll. They haven't released an album in a long time. I
I
don't
was
even
gonna
know.
say, yeah, I haven't heard of them in years,
Yeah,
like anything new in years.
yeah, it's just I want them to release one soon, but I just don't know if they're going to. I don't even know if they're still around.
I'm not sure. And Ailstorm, I just got kind of bored of.
Yeah, they're kind of one dimensional in my opinion. They kind
Yeah,
of
it's like they sort of became like a bit of a like, yeah, you pretty much know what to expect when a new album comes out, which can be good, but sometimes it's just like meh.
yeah, it's just But no, it's just that is the story of me blacking out when I listen to one of my favorite Fintroll songs. It's also the song that introduces me to folk metal. That was the first folk metal song I ever listened to. Like
It's like,
prior
wow,
to that
is it all
song,
like this? Does it all give me this kind of experience?
yeah, prior to listening to that song, I had never even heard of folk metal. Never
Hmm.
even heard of it. Which is probably why I blacked out, because I just got so excited and it got the adrenaline pumping and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome. And that's probably why I blacked out.
Wow. That almost sounds like me losing my virginity.
Oh my god.
You went to
Wow,
bed with some broad, and then you woke up
this is
by
awesome.
yourself with your shirt off.
Wow, this is awesome. Woo! I gotta do this again.
Mukbang Part 2.
Oh my god, no. Why are we doing the second part here?
Nachos. Nachos.
You didn't even review the first thing.
This is really smart to eat nachos. Like, if I wasn't going to puke before. Boy, are they delicious, though.
Why are
Boy,
we
are
trying to
they.
make you? Why are we trying to make you puke?
We're not.
For content.
Yeah.
No. Then
I thought we
will,
said Lou wasn't allowed on this show. What is this?
then I will cease to be a YouTuber if
Yeah,
this
you
is
want
what
them
we're
views
reduced
for
to.
mukbang. Call the
Oh,
Lou. All right, this is the last bite.
Oh, it's a nacho
Oh,
chip.
what the fuck, man?
Now, are you a believer? Are you a believer, Jim, that the nucleus and
And what?
nachos, the one chip that a lot of cheese and chips kind of stick to, that you kind of have to work around. You don't try to take that nucleus chip,
Yeah, no, that's one chip, right? Is that what you mean?
or like the one like it seems like it's like one chip, but it seems like connect to a lot of cheese and a lot of other chips and everything like that. If you pick that one chip up, it seems to pick up a lot of the damn cheese and nachos. Like, how do you handle? How do you
Well, I'm
handle
not a
that?
jerk. I break it off.
Okay, but you will go for it though.
Sure, but I'll break it off and leave the rest of it onto the other stuff. Whereas the woman, she'll just steal all the cheese, blankets, turn the heat off in the middle of the night when I'm fucking sick and sweating. Yell at me over the use of the word cloudy or foggy. Fucking women.
Hold on. So you were sweating and she turned the heat off because you were sweating at night.
No, she says the youngest boy did it. Turn the heat down to 60, and when it's at 60, that's not heat. That's not fucking heat. And I was soaking wet and sweating, and then I ended up. This was first on Thursday night into Friday because I was feeling better, and then I felt way worse. And then again, I was sick all day yesterday. Started feeling better at night. Went to bed. Was sweating and sleeping, fever breaking. Somebody shuts the heat off again. Then I froze until about 8 in the morning because I couldn't even get out of bed. Because I was soaking wet and freezing. So cold that my drinks were colder than a refrigerator. But I'm not mad. I don't think they're trying to murder me.
Well, we certainly hope not. At least before we've gotten to some D-list celebrity status.
Clearly, listen. We'll never make the D list, which again is why our enemies are so pathetic. To be threatened by such low level fruits like us.
But see, that's the thing, though.
We're too old, Stone.
What do you mean?
Like I told Luke of the Bind, and maybe he hates me because I say this. I've said this in the past.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it. Come on, let's go.
Kiefer Sutherland proved it in his documentary.
Okay,
he put all this money into it. He got this great artist who was, I think, like 28 or 29. Once you're 27, if you don't break in by 27, you ain't getting in.
Oh man, we talking about a musician, right?
It's about anybody. The days of P.T. Barnum are long gone, where you can build an empire after 30.
I don't particularly want to build an empire per se, but I think in the midst of, but I don't think I think in the midst of everything that we see, I mean, I think we can earn a living.
Well, like clearly, because we're obviously far superior to everything that we see. That's an obvious fact. But I'm just saying, them nor us, Gino, Shuli, that level of people, that is probably Z-list, and we're sub-Z. So the best we can go is like Y list. I think that's the best we can get to. Y list, which would be like Luis J. Gomez level.
So you go to wait.
And the Legion of Skanks. And then you have probably like W list, which would be Kill Tony, which is huge, which is massive. But even that, as far as it goes to D list, I mean, boy, oh boy, you've got to like have some at least one long television role that you no longer have, and to get to the Z list,
Get to it. Wow.
a D list.
So that's all it took for Kathy Griffin to get to that D list, huh?
Kathy Griffin is a D list, sure. And we will never, Gino will never, Shuli will never be Kathy Griffith. It's a sad fact. But profitability, certainly.
Okay.
The money
I can live with that. I can live with that.
Just about once you break past the Gino Bisconte, Shuli Egar level, the Kevin Brennan level, once you break past that lowest, most bottom tier in the game, you can make some money. And it's not too hard with enough work, dedication, and a little bit of talent, a tiny bit. You can break through that.
Now, I want your take on the trending thing now of these like washed out rappers doing fucking podcasts, because I want to get your take on that, man, because these are not young guys that are trying their hand at doing the shit that we've always been doing for fucking years.
I didn't even know about it, but what I hope is that they're talking about the things that inspired all of their lyrics, because rap, if they're old rappers, then they were probably from the 90s. And what was said about all 90s rap? We're street reporters. We're telling the stories of the street. We're not glorifying anything. We're telling it how it is. So I'd like to hear the truth behind these things.
Okay, Cameron and Mace does a show. It is what it is. It's a sports show, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Is that the thing Kanye was on?
Oh, did they actually get Kanye on that show? I don't know. He's been on Drink Champs for sure. That's Drink Champs.
Yeah, it was Drink Champs that I saw.
Yeah, that's Nori. See, that's another old rapper, Nori, that's doing along with Joe Budden, and it's like more and more people like they're doing this fucking like podcast shit now. That's like that had a career doing something else, and they weren't doing anything like this.
Again, what else are they gonna do? And that's another thing. That's another level. These people all crying and fighting. You're competing against actual talents. You're competing against Tom Green. You're competing against all these people who used to be somebody are now doing podcasts, because that's where the money is now. They all want that Joe Rogan money.
Pat McAfee money, I'd say. God damn it, what the hell? Either way, you're doing okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Tom Green still does his internet show?
Oh yeah, he's doing a barn cast now. He's gone all cowboy. He went on the road for a while with his dog.
He's now full farmer mode.
Mm-hmm. Now he lives on a ranch, and he's got a barn that he's made a podcast studio out of.
Okay.
He's currently in the testing pods of it now.
He's been doing that in different forms for what, like almost 2 decades now?
He started the whole thing with what was it? Tom Green Internet Television or something like that.
Yeah.
The whole live from his house thing. That was before any of these shows or anything like that.
I'm just, like I said, and again, I'm not saying I have my opinions, of course, on the different shows and whatnot. I'm just saying overall that I just kind of feel like that what we're trying to do at the age that we're trying to do it, I guess, is not, when I look at some of these other guys and, it's like, okay, they're now switching over after all this time and doing these shows and whatnot. I mean, I still think Cameron and Mace doing a fucking sports show the way they do it, especially with Cameron being the way he is. I mean, it's just, I don't like the fucking show, but it's like people are just now moving towards the celebrity of it more than anything. But I mean, I just think that with the way it's trending now, there's always a chance for us to carve out a little space for ourselves. And look, celebrity, I don't, what I'm saying, I give or take that shit, but yeah, we can be profitable. I could live with that. I could live with being anonymous and profitable. or semi fucking anonymous, I guess. I don't know. I could live with that. Just saying.
Well, sure. And that's the best we could hope for, is to make a buck. And that's not impossible. But being on any list, time's passed for all of us. You too, Gino Bisconte, Kevin Brennan, Shuli Agar, Stuttering John, and the rest of you. Your time is long past.
Why are you being heavy right now, man?
It's just the truths.
Okay, but yeah, we've always dealt in that, but not always in the.
We tell truth every single day here.
But we don't do it heavy. You know that. You know that. We don't do it fucking heavy, man. This is heavy. You're being real fucking heavy right now.
Well, coming off of La Moustache, I thought it was important to get introspective and really deep on perception. As I always say, in fact, have coined and published the phrase, perception is 9/10 of the law. It's a spin on the classic possession, but far more true.
Okay, but look, now I'm gonna take it in a different direction then. Back to where we normally go. Like, I wanted to speak to you guys about this. Have you seen the movie Gretel and Hansel?
The movie with Jeremy Renner?
No. The one with the one more recent one with the girl from the remake It movie. She was Gretel in this movie.
Wait, are you talking about Sophia Mills, or are you talking about Jessica Chastain?
Okay, we're talking about the kid version, yeah.
Oh, Sophia Mills.
Yeah.
She was also in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, Among Thieves, Honor Among Thieves. She played the tiefling in the movie.
I don't remember that character, but I thoroughly enjoyed the film, saw it in theater with the children's.
Awesome.
Are you talking about It, or are you talking about Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, I hated It.
Oh, no, I hated it too. Yeah, hated it too. Yeah.
Wait, you hated it? What, you hated Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, by it you mean
It. I hated it. I hated it too.
Yeah, well,
I hate. God damn it!
So you hated It Part 2.
Yes.
Who's on first?
I look.
Exactly.
I kind of enjoyed the first It, but I did not like the second It. I did not like It Part 2. I fucking hated that movie.
I didn't like any of it.
But
yeah.
But this version of Gretel and
I like
Hansel,
the one with John Ritter.
Oh
Yes.
no, that one was good.
And
The
Tim
one
Curry.
with Tim Curry, yeah, that one was good.
He is Pennywise.
Yes, he is.
but this one was
Fucking
more
sucks
of a
that he
feminist
retired.
finger bang more than anything. I would have to say.
All right, so it's Gretel and Hansel. Okay.
Wait, who's
Gretel.
getting finger banged?
The whole movie.
But real quick, before you get into finger banging, I do want to say the lame Pennywise Skarsgård is playing the Crow in the new Crow reboot that's already been filmed.
This is an animated movie?
When the fuck is The Crow coming out? I feel like they announced that like 4 years ago.
Soon.
No, it's
been
not an
done,
animated
and
movie.
they finished post. I don't know what. I think it's even been screened at festivals. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but it's
so-
coming soon enough.
No, it's not Sophia Mills. It's Sophia Lillis. Okay. This is the Gretel and Hansel movie that stars Alice Krieg as the witch. I remember this movie. I remember when it came out.
Yeah, I know of it. Never seen it though.
Yeah, never saw it. Wanted to see it for one reason and one reason only. Alice Krieg. I wanted to watch it for her.
Is
Big
that
fucking
the
head.
Borg Queen?
Yeah, that's the woman that plays the Borg Queen. The Borg Queen.
Stupid Richard's putting his butthole in my face and knocking over the camera. He's just rubbing all over it. Now he's get off of my keyboard, Richard. Doing a professional broadcast. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
He's like,
He
"What?
loves to knock my shit
Complaining
over.
about me not coming on the show? Yeah, here's my asshole in your face."
Yeah. No, I fucking made the mistake of tickling him, and now he wants to play. Fine, we'll play, you little jerk. Play. And fight. He likes to fight. See? Now we got cats, kittens, mukbang.
I was going to say, do we call this kit bang? But that seems like something
Oh,
else. You
no.
probably should never look up on Google.
We do not do that. You already now just put us in a terrible algorithm. Now he's just showing you his asshole to. I got your butt. I got your butt. Let's fight. Fight. He just yelled at me.
Meow, fuck off, meow.
He's gonna knock it all over soon. There we go. I'm rubbing the pussy hard. Trying to get him to bite and scratch. That would be more fun, but being too civilized. Anyway. So, is it Invincible time?
Almost. If Stone's back.
Wanna fight? Wanna fight? Wanna fight? Fight. Fight. Wanna do karate? Karate. Karate. I say karate, that usually makes him kick. I've trained him. That's technically teaching a cat to do karate, right? If I could say karate and he kicks, I taught my cat to do karate?
I would say yes.
I'm going to say yes. I'm not sure anyone's ever taught a cat to do karate before. And he says, and look, maybe I just taught him to kick, but you know what Bruce Lee says? Fear the man. Don't fear the man who has learned 10,000 kicks. Fear the man who has learned one kick 10,000 times.
Damn right.
Or in this case, cat.
So, okay. So, Saw final chat. Well, Saw 7 down. La Moustache. Are we satisfied?
Long down. Wait, Damian had a comment about the ending of the film that he never got to. You said you were going to bring something up towards the end. You forget.
That was like an hour ago.
It sure was. Then we're long done with that.
So, okay, so let me ask you guys this, because if you guys felt like it was more about her mental illness, then why does it seem like it was a plot to commit him?
Because the woman always wants to indict the man. And of course, this is my own chauvinistic, maybe, ego, my own perception of women, that they usually suck and they're mostly psycho. And they do this shit and then they blame it on you. But that's just a theory that it's her mental illness.
So you really believe this to be like a whole gaslighting session with her on him? Absolutely.
The gaslighting is most certainly a theme.
And how does everybody else in your mind play in on this, or is it like plausible deniability on everybody else? I mean, what do you think all of that is?
One, she went into the one place before him, so she obviously could have told him. Apparently, the guy he works with, Bruno, is her friend, which I don't think they made clear in the film, but I guess they do when he calls up on the telephone. But I was confused at the time, I guess, because I thought Bruno was Sergey, and I thought that's who he was talking to. But then when I read about it later, I realized that, and I said it was her friend Bruno, and I guess Bruno's the guy he works with. Maybe I'm wrong. But she could have got to these people all in advance. But it was clearly her doing shit. I mean, like he said, first off, the pictures from Bally, she did. We saw it happen. We know she took them. We know she's lying throughout the whole movie.
Took him. We never saw him again.
Never saw him again. And then we heard her say, your parents, and then saying the next day, your father's been dead for a year. Yeah, we saw she's lying. So are we then supposed to, what, that's a good question there, because what are we actually supposed to question as the audience? That kind of might change because they do show us she's lying. It's interesting. There's a thought there, but it's not formed yet. I think there's a different way we're supposed to look at it.
When he does get that outside confirmation from the when he's taking the passport photo, like that confirmation from someone outside his circle, just a completely objective person. I have a mustache here, right? She's like, yes. Tell me again. Look at this picture. I have a mustache. She's like, yes. You clearly have a mustache.
Yes, which puts it to the allegory of what I was saying with the relationship dramas and the gaslightings within, like Cloudy versus Foggy. I come to three of you outside sources and say, I'm not fucking crazy, am I? There's no difference between Cloudy and fucking Foggy. It's just a fucking choice of a word in a fucking moment and no fucking plot or attack involved there, right? And you guys are like, no.
There's no difference.
Now between us, Jim, and I mean, I'm not sure how Damian views it, but I mean, some people, I mean, if you were to say, some people would put in the mindset of Cloudy would think, because we smoke weed so much,
I'm sure that's how she took it, but that's her own perception.
Yes, certainly. I mean, but I guess the thing of it is that maybe you would think that because you smoke a lot, you wouldn't throw that out there like that.
No, if you want to talk like that, or if you want to go down that path, it's more because she probably looks at me like I'm some sort of weed elitist because I don't get high. I don't get red-eyed. I never look high. I could be as baked as possible and I'm fine. I look fine. I act fine. And she hates it because she'll take 2 hits and turn to a tard. Turn into a Pop-Tart. Because baked. Exploding cigarette. Exploding faggot. It's the only time we can say that.
It's British, ain't it?
I mean, but you're right, but certainly perception. But it's just more like I said, between weed smokers, they know how some people might look at our head being cloudy, and like, would you, we wouldn't do that amongst each other. It would be like, you wouldn't toss that little quib around amongst each other or whatever, I guess.
You're probably right, but it's still gay.
That sounds really gay.
And I said head in the clouds in response to foggy headed. I said, oh, so what? Your apology comes with a caveat that you burned your hands and your head's in the clouds.
See, that's where...
That's important as far as I'm concerned.
Something's happening now. Something's happening in real time.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Because look.
Nobody entered my private studio space full of sick, poisonous air.
Trust me, I know that side look. I've had that side look a time or two when I was doing fucking shows. I know the fuck that's about. I know what the fuck that's about. Trust me.
No. The thing is that the phrase "head in the clouds" means something entirely different.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It
I
means
no, I would argue that Cloudy Head is different to Head in the Clouds.
yeah,
Cloudy Head implies the clouds are up here. Maybe you know,
yeah,
it's your head's a little cloudy. But if it's foggy, it's down here.
yeah.
But if your head's in the clouds, it's probably also down here. So
No, no. The thing is, I've always thought the expression "head in the clouds" means that you're basically daydreaming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the phrase "head in the clouds"
What's
always
the
meant to me.
difference between foggy headed and
Fucking
head in
hell.
the clouds?
Fucking hell! He's throwing me under the bus.
Head in the clouds is by choice. Foggy headed is not by choice.
God damn it! Look, my whole reason of God
I
damn it.
think it's semantics and tomatoes. That's all I think it is.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
I think this is one mustache away from a nut house.
Bring out the straight jackets.
They're all chemical these days.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bruno was a real dick.
fuck.
And that was the guy he worked with, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the guy he worked with.
Okay.
Sergey was the guy who was going out or married with his. No, I guess married to his ex, who
No,
apparently
it was
didn't
his
exist
wife's
later
ex.
on.
It was his wife's ex, I think.
You know what? Maybe it is a time loop because in the end, when they're with Sergey and Nadia again, she makes a comment like, don't like basically they just met on this trip together and they were doing couples things, which by the way, Sergey tells a story at the beginning about being on a trip with these couple. I don't remember where he said it was, but
I don't think he specified.
he
I don't
did
think.
say he would, and how horrible and how much he hated it.
Mm.
And then in the end, she implies that this was their first time meeting them, and don't worry, we'll never have to see him again once we get back to Paris.
Yeah, it was definitely presented like she knew them, but he didn't.
This is like some mustache-induced time loop. Wow, how could I have never picked that up? Chimney. That seems so obvious.
It was confusing, but it was like the good kind of confusing because it was like a real journey to try to figure it out.
I'm still trying to make sense of why he was just taking those just constant just boat rides for what
Well, he
seemed
could
like.
have killed himself because I was literally just thinking
You think
that.
that's what it was? Like he was taking these boat rides, contemplating that, and he just couldn't go through with it.
No, he did. Think about the last shot. They show the postcard, which represents
Like floating
everything.
down to the depths. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they show his face, but like looking like it's underwater, with his eyes closed. And then I think just one eye opens and then it ends. So maybe he's in a loop because he had killed himself for whatever
Maybe
reason.
because we start the movie out with that like dark water and a boat that, like, given the end of the movie, I would guess that boat was in Hong Kong. It sort of seemed kind of like it. That seemed to match up.
And this is why
Kind
it's a
of-
wonderful fucking film. It's about a man shaving his mustache, but it could be so many things. And that's how you do
Yeah.
a movie right. Which is why I believe that what I wrote, Zombie Grassi, is a worthy sequel. And I am going to make it one day, probably animated. One day. Or at least we'll read it live on the air. One or the other. But it's fantastic.
Yeah, like I would like to do that, but we also need to we have to figure out some kind of, I don't know, do some AI art or something. Need to figure out some imagery to go along with it.
Yeah, you know what? With the AI art, I can't believe I didn't even think about that because I use it all the time to make thumbnails and shit for like backgrounds on thumbnails and whatever. And AI art would be a great way to add a visual to these things.
Wasn't Was it this show? Some of the early artwork was AI.
You didn't.
Like
Well, I think didn't you use just AI cropping tools?
no, like I mean, the previous iteration of this show.
Probably.
I feel like was that the one with like it was like a black and white image?
I don't recall at all.
Yeah, it could have been like we've done many various different shows, so I can't recall exactly the.
I'm now I'm just curious.
I'm trying to figure like it wasn't that. What else could it have been? Hmm. Yet again, I bring up something that I have no answer for.
Well, I see the Mount Rushmore, so maybe that wasn't AI. I
Yeah.
think you might be thinking of LSD, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm going back a while. Again, who knows?
Yeah. All right.
So how do you guys Invincible?
Do you want to try that again?
No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
You guys are invincible.
I figured that's all I needed. Oh, look, we're amazing.
Yes, yes. Well, oh man. Um, it looks like it's just going to be the two of you talking about Invincible for the next few minutes because I have to step away to keep an eye on my dogs for a few
Oh, we
minutes.
can talk about something else for the meantime. We'll wait for you. So,
Yeah.
Damian, how about Stone's Mustachio? Isn't he a handsome guy?
So handsome.
Let me ask you a question. Ryan Reynolds, 1 to 10. How hot, 1 to 10, is Ryan Reynolds?
Well, this is a trap.
Yes, it is.
8? Is that
Ooh,
too
I'm
high?
sorry, Damian. I'm sorry. You see, 1 through this is true too, at least from what I read. 1 through 6, 9 and 10, you're heterosexual. The 7 and 8 is you're secretly gay. Yeah, this is a true story. So you picked 8, you're secretly gay.
Hey, name me someone hotter than Ryan Reynolds. I mean, in the current age. Come on now.
See, I think he looks very basic.
Yeah, but he's. I guess I am really gay. You're right. I have no defensible answer for that.
At least it's not as bad as the time I was a real jerk. I only made you admit you're secretly gay. But there's this one time where I did something very rude, and I'll never forgive myself. Where I tranny tricked Mr. Stone.
Oh no.
A whole segment with these ladies. Like I think it was a whole fake bit. Like, is she hot or not? And in the end, it was like, well, guess what? They all have cocks, and he was so angry at me.
We didn't talk for weeks.
Very rude dude. Hopefully he's forgotten about it by now and didn't just hear me mention it.
Stone, did you hear that?
You know, we
I
spent an
think you're good.
hour before the show started talking about Gen V and the boys. And are you guys ever going to do that on TEE TV? Those shows?
I did suggest Gen V, but Charles hadn't watched it. I can't remember if Stone was interested at all.
Well, when they
It was a
announce
brief discussion. So.
when they announce season 4, you guys should definitely consider it.
Yeah, I would love to do it. I think Charles would. Yeah. Stone, not sure. But I fucking hope that's soon. Because, goddamn. When was the last season? It was probably only last year. But it still feels like it's been forever.
I'm gonna look if there's even like an estimated. I actually think I'm finally gonna start over, but finish the comic series. Didn't you say you were gonna do the same?
Yeah, I was up to. I think I nearly finished Hero Gasm, which was roughly halfway through the
Exactly the
run.
same for me. And I remember when you
Which-
said that, I said the same thing. Exactly that.
Which, yeah, like I kind of love that the show's been so different in a way. Like that they've taken it and just made it its own thing. Like you could happily, like, depending on what they do in the future, they might stick closer to stuff. But so far, you could easily read through the comics and not spoil anything from the show. It's just that different.
All right, news just as of today. We get our first look at both Homelander and Billy Butcher in prime posters saying 2024.
Okay. Well, like you would hope it's somewhere between January and March.
Well,
Somewhere.
they only started working on it August 22nd, it says here.
I swear to God, I read that it was already in the can. At least
It
the
might
film.
be, but film-wise, like actual, like maybe not with the effects and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking that we're holding back. Like maybe they just put a pause on finishing it.
But I mean, do they even really use that many effects? Are there that many fight scenes and stuff? Maybe.
Yeah, well, I guess I can't really say for the new season. Previous seasons, I mean, yeah, sure, there's a decent amount of special effects work, but there's a lot of stuff that's just probably more filters and stuff like that than anything. For a lot of it. Aside from
You,
big set pieces, obviously.
you know, speaking of fight scenes, and was there a lot? Titans and Doom Patrol, those were two shows that started out great with the fight scenes, but towards the end, man, there was none. Like those last two seasons, there was barely a fucking fight to be found, and
I think
really
I think
suffered from it.
still haven't seen Titans. Doom Patrol. I think I was up to I think I watched the first episode of season 3.
I made it to the end of Titans, got to the and I was enjoying. I didn't like season 3 very much. I hated a character that got killed off in season 4, I believe, but that's because he went, and I don't want to spoil, but that's because he went to go on to play Jack Reacher. So no spoiler that I'm talking about the character Hawk, who was killed off unceremoniously. One of the best characters on the show, but the final season was really good, but I don't know. I got to the last episode and I just said, why? I don't feel like it. And I didn't finish it. I have no interest in finishing it. I've never done that before. Watched an entire series down to the last episode and said, nah. But there's a first for everything.
That was a little bit me with Doom Patrol. It's like I do want to get back to where I was up to, but I don't know. It's just like I enjoyed it, but I just haven't really had a lot of inspiration to get back to it.
Well, I hope the mustache doesn't hear this and doesn't spoil it because I haven't seen
I'm
the
back.
final. All right. Don't say anything. I haven't seen the final episode. I'll probably watch it today. Don't say anything, even if I'll be disappointed or not. But I will be so disappointed if they all don't die, because that's how it's supposed to end. So that it better end with all of them dying, or I will feel as though I've wasted 2 seasons of time watching that show. First 2 seasons, I will always love, but the second 2 seasons were kind of a drag.
What show is this?
Doom Patrol.
Oh, and
Speak not.
who are you wondering? Who is?
I don't want you. You don't say nothing.
I'm not going to say anything. I just wanted to know what you were asking.
I was saying that I will be thoroughly disappointed if they all don't die in the end, because that's how it's supposed to end. That's how it ends in the comic in their original run. And essentially, whenever there's a new version of the Doom Patrol, that's how it always ends. I think Robot Man survives, but other than that, everybody dies in each cycle of the Doom Patrol.
Okay, well then at that point, as soon as we're done with this, go watch the show.
I'm gonna soon.
Yeah.
That's still too much to say. Listen, I yelled at a man because when the Breaking Bad finale came, he was like, "All I gotta say is the hat," and I was like, "You piece of shit! That's enough! You spoil it!" And I figured it out. I knew all he said was the hat, and I fucking knew everything that was gonna happen in that episode, and I was right.
Well, hell, I mean, the worst spoiler for me, and it turned out to not even fucking matter. And look, I'm sorry for this, Jim, but it's another Star Wars. Yeah, I said Spar Wars, but yeah, Star Wars reference.
I'm gonna put a pin in that title. I kind of like that.
Yeah, Spar Wars. Yeah, but no, it's just when The Force Awakens first came out, and I hadn't seen it yet. I was still using Facebook at the time, and I was a part of a Star Wars fan group, and some asshole decided to spoil Han Solo's death, and everybody was pissed at him, and he was just sitting back laughing at us, and I was so angry that I basically told the guy, you know what, I hope somebody gives you cancer.
The sexually transmitted kind.
Yeah. That's
And
like
I hope it's a
I
rape.
flat out told the guy, I was like, you know what, I hope somebody, you know, like R's you and gives you cancer. That's what I specifically told him. And then when I said that, about 3 minutes later, I got banned from the group. Yeah. They kicked me out because I threatened the guy.
They should have kicked him out for fucking spoiling the damn
But no,
movie.
no, I did not threaten him specifically. Like I was gonna do it to him. No, I said I hope somebody else does it to him.
I remember.
I was like, no, I was just like, I fucking hated the guy. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You were part of a Star Wars fan group and you spoiled one of the most highly anticipated movies of the last 20, not 20, yeah, actually, yeah, 20 years. I was like, what the fuck did you expect to happen?
So you wanted somebody to give him sexy cancer?
Look, I mean, I'll admit, in hindsight, I overreacted, but still, because it turned out that all three of those fucking movies sucked.
I think that's a very appropriate internet response to some cunt who deserves cancer. And you can't. It's not a threat. You can't give somebody cancer. It's not a threat.
Yeah, but no, it's just. I mean,
If you believe in the government evils, then you think so.
But look. I learned not long after that. That Facebook always brought out the worst in me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna shut down my Facebook account and never fucking use it again. So, yeah. I don't use Facebook anymore because it always brought out my inner asshole.
It's also because I still kind of use it to promote stuff, which I don't know why, because no one ever responds on Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's basically Jim. Jim will like the occasional show post, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But
no, it's just, I mean,
every now and then I'll read through things, like just look at something, just look at the comments. You are looking at some of the dumbest people that have ever existed.
Yeah. But no, it's just
and the
like GTA 6 teaser, and it's a video from Call of Duty, and then you get a bunch of people like, "Oh, this looks awesome!" Like, my God, what?
The mustache. Is Jim an outer asshole?
Only an inner asshole.
Huh?
I don't know. Am I an inner or an outie out of an asshole?
Okay, look. Just like speaking of that whole GTA 6 like trailer thing, saying like, "Oh yeah, this is GTA 6," or "Hey, this is GTA 7." I'm like, dude, how can it be GTA 7 when they haven't even fucking announced GTA 6 yet? And it's like every time somebody makes a post like that, I feel the uncontrollable urge to punch them hard in the dick.
You know that
Punch
GTA 6
them so
trailer,
hard they get dick cancer.
the GTA 6 trailer that came out a few days ago, it's not even real. And everyone's
Oh,
fucking
but they did officially announce it though.
Right,
No,
Apparently
no,
early
no. They
December.
announced when they're going to do the announcement. That's what
Right.
they
Yeah.
did.
But
They're-
at the same time, some moron posts a fake fucking trailer and everybody's acting. It's like, can you not read? What the fuck? Do you just read like GTA 6 announce ... and then you're fucking going
Yeah, that's it. And I've been seeing that for years.
Oh no. I'm a
Just
part
like-
of it. I'm a part of a Discord server where we pretty much end up just seeing those posts and just make fun of them for like a half an hour.
You think
It's
it's
so
wrong to say
fucking
people need
dumb.
to take a test to vote when this is
Yeah.
the way they act?
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's just like somebody uploaded a video on YouTube where they were showing off, saying that they got a disc for GTA 7 and they had a trailer to show for GTA 7, and the disc for GTA 7 was not PS5, it was a PS4 disc, and I'm like, who the fuck believes this shit?
Like, no shit. I saw a video 2 days ago. It was like, people, this is GTA 6 footage, and it was a couple of a couple of clips from Alan Wake 2.
Well, the mustache, this thing with the PS4 disc and GTA 7, that's probably one of those things where they show a picture of Matthew McConaughey and they say, this is name your favorite James Earl Jones quote or something.
No, the guy in the thumbnail that was showing like the PS4 disc and everything and showing PlayStation like GTA 7 or whatever. So like he had like this shit-eating grin on his face in the thumbnail, and I'm like, dude, you're about to get a dick punch so hard that you'll never be able to have kids again.
You know, how cool would
one can
that
only
be
hope.
though? If with all this time they've taken, they were actually working on two versions, 6 and 7, that are
There
like,
is no way that they were developing GTA 6
well,
and 7.
hear
at
me
the same
out.
time.
Hear me out. Same map, because the map's supposed to be so large. Same map, but focused on different areas. As your
So you're
sort of-
saying that we could potentially have two games, one that takes place in Vice City, the other in Liberty City.
Yes, exactly. But you can still go back and forth, characters that cross over and shit. One game has the girl and the 4 different characters you can play as they claim. Maybe
They already
the other
confirmed
one.
that the new game is going to allow us to play one of two, two different characters, one male, one female.
Me
And
too, really.
yeah, 2 characters. They were able to confirm that with the GTA 6 leak that happened months ago.
I think that's lame. I think they should have went with at least 4.
Or at least 3.
Yeah. The guy that we're going to be able to play as is going to be a white dude, and the woman that we're going to be able to play as is going to be a Hispanic woman.
You know, look, this is why I believe in customizable characters for games. It's not racist, people. This is not
GTA
fair.
has never had customizable characters.
I know, but I believe all games really should, because in video games, that's where representation might matter, because you're actually putting yourself in the shoes of a character. How does a black person get to relate to the character in this case, or a non-Hispanic female? Because I don't like playing as women or as black guys or Hispanic guys or Indian guys. I like to play as a white guy with brown hair, or I like to play as an olive-skinned guy with brown hair.
That's boring. I mean, hell, I like playing a video game where, yes, customizing your character is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But if I have the option to, like, if my only option is to play as a human character, then yes, I would like my character to look like me if I have that option.
Yes, inhuman.
Yeah,
form
but
is all I'm
if
saying.
I have the option to play as, let's say, another race, like let's say like a alien race or like another fantasy-esque race, I would like to play as something other than human because
Yeah,
that's the whole point of playing
I-
as a fantasy type character.
I don't. In Skyrim and stuff, I have to play a human. Usually
I
it's the
don't.
Nords.
Well, I mean, I used to play as Nords until I got bored with them. Now in Skyrim, every time I play the game, I go Orc. Every single time, I go Orc.
Last time I played Skyrim, I think I played one of the whatever the lizard people are.
Argonians.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't like playing Argonians or Khajiit because I don't like playing races that have tails.
I
But-
will never play with a tail.
Yeah, but no, I prefer Orcs because they have
The
the best
bigotry
racial
in this
passive.
conversation is appalling.
Yeah, but in my look, the thing is that when back to GTA, my favorite GTA game was San Andreas because I thought CJ was an amazing character. I thought he was
Yeah.
great.
Not just that, the scope, just driving across those different cities, especially with the country music channel on. It felt like no other game before. Something that did get missed from the later GTA games. Like even though they went bigger, and especially in 5,
Mhm.
it didn't never had that feeling of taking a long ass drive somewhere.
Yeah, well, look, GTA San Andreas was also the first GTA game that I ever beat. It was, and for the longest time, it was the only one that I ever completed. Because I never beat GTA 4, never completed that game. And then GTA 5, I actually didn't beat that game until recently. I think I didn't beat it until like 2021.
I beat 5 like 5 times literally. I fucking played
Yeah,
that
I'm
too
probably about
many.
the same.
I fucking didn't beat 4, but I beat Lost in the Damned and Gay Tony. I beat Vice City and Vice City Stories. Never beat 3. Played it a million times, just never beat it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Liberty City Stories was a thing, right?
It was,
Yeah,
but it
I don't
was.
think I beat that.
Yeah, but no, in Vice City, the only thing I ever did in that game is just be a psychopath. Because what I did is I ended up getting a katana. I went into the mall and I just started killing everybody.
Yes.
That's all I
Katana
ever
in
did.
the mall. Also, isn't that the first one that had the dildo weapon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I don't recall a dildo in 3.
Because I don't. Well, no. Yes, I believe in 3 you can get a dildo in the shower of the police department.
That was Vice City.
That was Vice City.
Yeah.
Okay, because I do remember dildo massacring in the mall. At least I think.
I don't know why
do.
the dildo was in the shower of the police station,
Yeah,
but it
and of
was.
course, like I also
Oh, you know
now
why.
of course I have beaten not all, but I have beaten the first Saints Row. Never beaten Saints Row 2. I've beaten Saints Row 3 and 4.
I
So,
beat Saints Row 2. I just deleted Saints Row 3 off my computer because I got tired of it. And now I'm playing
Saints Row
Red Dead
3 is
Redemption
fucking
for the
great. I
fourth
love
fucking
that
time.
game.
Part 2.
Who doesn't love whacking people in the face with a gigantic dildo bat?
It's all floppy. It's so floppy.
I don't know. It seems like a slippery slope to me.
Hey, stop Asian hate.
Yeah, come on, man.
Hey, man.
The only Saints Row game that I've played that I can say that I legitimately do not like all that much is Saints Row 4.
Hey, it was weird. It's a superhero game.
Pretty much, yeah. Completely defeats the purpose of using cars because you can just traverse the entire game world just by using your super speed and gliding ability and just run around the map. That's it. You don't even need to use cars at that point.
Yeah, like I used cars here and there, but there was no point. It was more just to do it, just because I could.
Yeah.
And that's another one. I never finished that because I just got kind of bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And then I never played the new Saints Row game because,
Yeah, from what I gather, just don't.
yeah,
Exactly.
It doesn't even let you make your penis. I think actually that's the only thing it still lets you do.
No, no. The Saints Row games never lets you make your penis. They never did.
What's even
Yeah,
the
it's
point of playing then?
yeah. They're censored, but it tells you like you can make your boobies or your package bigger or smaller.
Yeah, but it was always censored.
Sure, but you could still make your peck up.
Yeah. Pekka suppressa.
That's right. I speaking of peckers and cowboys, as I said a second ago, I'm on my third or fourth play of Red Dead 2, and I am only convinced myself to play it again this time because I have mods now. This is playing it on the computer. And
Yes, but be careful with that because Rockstar cracks down on mods.
yeah,
Yeah.
these were actually much harder to mod than usual games. I've already forgotten how to do it. I only got 3 mods because I don't know, the rest of them just seemed super fucking complicated. But these 3 were enough for me. I think it's smoking. Like you can actually smoke for real instead of just like where you light your cigarette and throw it right out, how it
Like
is in
two
vanilla.
puffs and then just throw it out.
Yeah. This one you can actually keep it in your mouth, take it out of your mouth in your hand. You could be shooting with a cigarette and smoking. So that's kind of cool.
Mm.
um Basic needs where you gotta like urinate and eat and drink.
Also, like
And
a more of a survival mode, which they had a basic version of already. But
yeah, just expands upon that. Um and jobs to where you can like be a bartender and lumberjack or this or that.
I think you probably, I think even like that and probably GTA, really, you really only have to worry about mods if you're playing online. Like
Yeah.
anything single player, you probably, I don't think you have to worry. It's just online because you know, you're a hacker at that point.
As soon as plus there's an online economy, but in the case of Red Dead Online, they shouldn't penalize you anymore because they've abandoned it. It's over. They've literally shut it all down.
Yeah, like they, at least a year ago, if not more, they just haven't been doing shit with that, really.
Although I'm sure you can still pay for shit, but
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I bought it all during the pandemic when I was bored and playing it for like the third or second time. And you know what though? If they have any of these kinds of mods for GTA 5, that'll be my next replay because uh, uh
I've seen some pretty crazy mods for GTA 5.
I like I like all these mods where you can basically play the game completely differently. Not stuff where you can, oh, I'm Godzilla or I'm Thomas the Tank Engine. That shit's silly.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah,
But
like I
no,
like
there is some
basic needs. I like
genuinely cool
survival.
shit. Yeah.
But what I've noticed with these two is they're like, Skyrim has or you may not know, but they have a live another life mod. And that's one of the coolest mods because you kind of choose your background story and then it'll spawn, you make a character and it'll spawn you in that situation and you're not a dragonborn or anything. You just get to live a life in the world of Skyrim. You can still do all the missions and shit. Um, but if you don't want to be the dragonborn, you won't be. Uh, with Red Dead and GTA 5, well, I don't know about 5. I worry because it's Rockstar. And with Red Dead, their version of it is kind of stupid. It's like what you can in GTA 5 they have that, like, I don't know what it's called, the film editor or something like that where you like start in the trailer.
Director mode, I think it's called.
Director mode, yeah, I guess, where you start in a trailer and you could be any character and then kind of
Yeah.
it's like that. Um the mod for Red Dead 2 is a lot like that, which makes me think if there's a mod like this on GTA 5, it'll be like that, which will suck. Because that's not actually letting you, it's just you can't play the missions like that. I don't want to just walk around. But anyway, what happened to the Invincible conversation?
Yeah, I know. It's just like we kind of sidetracked there.
Oh,
Stop.
you're waiting on Mr. Stone. I get it.
Stone.
Stone Man.
So we'll say to that point about just walking around. There was a few times where I had a dose of shrooms, just turned off the HUD on GTA 5 and just kind of just walked around the map, did whatever the fuck. It was fun.
The Mustache and I went jogging together for real in the past in Grand Theft Auto 5. We took a jog on the beach. I was on an actual treadmill. I'm not sure about him. I think you said he was on a treadmill. He may have just jogged along with me. I think this was PS3 too. The Mustache. Do you not remember that?
Remember what?
When you and I went jogging for real in GTA 5?
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
I had my TV on a treadmill. I think you were running as well. I don't know if you were running on a treadmill or if you were just hanging out and jogging along with me. Do you have a treadmill?
Not anymore. No.
Well, he did at one point, so maybe you were I feel like you were, but yeah, we jogged miles. We went all down the coast. We ran down the whole coast. He remembers. He doesn't want to admit it because it's like we went on a date.
We held hands and we went on the Ferris wheel together.
Mm-hmm.
We frolicked through this. We frolicked through the flowers. Yeah.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
We're going up in the hills. Jim got eaten by a cougar.
Hey, getting eaten by a cougar ain't the worst thing in the world.
You're on your own, bitch. I once got mauled by a cougar in that game. It was in single player, but yeah, I did. It did happen.
Yeah, it happened to me many times. Many more times in Red Dead 2, though.
Yes. Did a side quest where I was trying to get a pelt of a cougar, and it was in a cave, very darkly, like barely lit and everything, and uh, had to kill it with a pistol. Didn't have any ammo for the pistol, but I did have ammo for a shotgun.
Panthers and cougars can fuck off in that goddamn game.
Yeah, I had to. It came at me, bit my hand, but it ran away. Then it came at me again, pulled out my shotgun, blam, died instantly, and I failed the mission because the pelt wasn't good anymore because I ripped it to shreds with buckshot.
Pretty sure that's how it went for me the first time too. This was the legendary one, right?
No, it was a side quest where I had to get the pelt for this hunter that was like he followed me into the cave, and he got mauled by the cougar, and I had to get the pelt still so I could get money for the pelt, and I failed the quest because I ruined the pelt.
I don't remember if this was the same mission, but I remember one time I had to do a fight against a cougar. I don't know if it had me or I just ended up on my own accord on top of a rock, like a big rock. Does that sound familiar?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, like
No.
all right, then it's not part of the game. It must, something that just happened. But it was memorable to me because I just remember being on top of this rock and I kept having to fucking jump, and this thing couldn't quite get me because it was an awkward shaped rock. But I damaged the pelt for sure. This must sound like something to those listening.
Yeah, they came here expecting a discussion about Invincible, And we
I thought these guys were homo for Lobo, but clearly they're homo for everything.
Yeah. These guys are just homo, period.
Yeah.
These are the guys that everyone's so scared of and intimidated by. These are the guys Gino Bisconte spends every night lying next to his 12-year-old boyfriend, crying about and obsessing over.
I guess less is coming about us, really.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm just a guest, guys. I'm just a guest. So
Yes, you're a guest, and we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, look, speak of the devil.
man, we have not spoken of it about 5 minutes. Good thing I only saw 2 episodes. I'm gonna leave you guys about somewhere around the talk of episode 2 because I reconsidered during this. I think I am gonna finish it.
You should.
I am interested to know. It was when one of you, and this is the other reason I'm leaving. I can't really make sentences anymore. It's starting to. I'm running out of words. The scene where you said the fatality. I think the mustache said it. The fatality of Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat is like what happens with his son. So now that made me more interested with, because all I know is he's still asleep. Like he's still lied up in that hospital after massacring those Guardians characters. So now I am kind of interested to know what happens. So yes, don't say any of that yet. I'm going to leave after episode 2. Midway.
I won't say anything, just some shit happens. And he's good.
Thank you, Mr. Sin. And yes, fuck Gino. Silence is golden. Silence is allowed here, folks. Dead air, when people talk about dead air, it's only if you don't want it, if it's within your own rules and your own confines. But many things, dead air is allowed, and dead air is nice sometimes. Dead air, this isn't a fucking radio show. It's a goddamn YouTube live stream.
To where people just sit around and don't say a word and just eat shit ridiculously. Not talking about you, Jim. I'm just other assholes.
Leave my asshole out of this.
The other
sporting all sorts of stuff right now.
No, the other assholes actually.
Fun fact number 1. The Guardians in episode 1 are played by the entire cast of The Walking Dead, practically. You got Ross Marquand, Shaniqua Martin Green, Lenny James, Chad Coleman, and I believe there's a 5th.
I think you said Lauren Cohen earlier.
Lauren Cohen, that's right. There you go. So that's pretty neat. And then Stephen Yeun obviously plays Invincible, which is another mega Walking Dead reference. And apparently this Walton Goggins, who doesn't sound like Walton Goggins at all, which really fucking bothers me because his character looks like he should have Walton Goggins' voice. Apparently, maybe he's not in it later or something, but he feels like a regular a main character to me, and they don't have him listed in the main cast.
Yeah, so far he's been constant throughout the entire show, like even till now.
I mean, is this, Jim, let me ask you a question. Is this a partial solution to certain things? I mean, at least in the animated superhero world, where a guy who's Asian is voicing a character who's not.
Well, he's Asian. His mom's Asian.
Oh, on the show. Right. Okay.
Well, wait, that's a good question, though. I wondered, in the comic, is he Asian or even half Asian?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to say yes.
Because Kirkman does have a penchant for. Well, if you look at him, he's not really an innovator or anything. He's an appropriator. He takes characters and tropes, much like the Reginald Vell Johnson High School, with Principal Winslow played by Reginald Vell Johnson. Glenn is short round. You know what I mean? That's short round. That's Data. He takes the things that he loves and he reappropriates them into these mashups that are going to be guaranteed successful.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Do you feel like all of the voices, all the people who voice the characters match up with the visuals on the show?
I am slightly disappointed in J.K. Simmons' performance. I already said Walton Goggins. I do not feel matches up at all. Pretty much everybody does. I think the acting is kind of wooden, but the opening scene is really funny because you have the one security guard who is just wooden as fuck, sounds like a low budget, and then you have the other guy who is like acting the hell out of it, and you find out that's John Hamm, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Fucking
Okay.
the
Okay,
legend John Hamm.
Okay, let me put it this way. Does it all, do they all racially match up?
I wondered, did they change?
I mean,
think
did the
so.
voices match up with so did the voices, the people who voice the, the characters, did they match up with the visuals like racially, or was it kind of like a, it could have been anybody?
So J.K. Simmons does Omni-Man. They're both white. Sandra Oh does the mother. They're both Asian. Let's see, Rexplosion, the guy who was dating Adam Eve initially.
Yeah, Jason Mancalypse should not be playing a teenager, but his voice
No, he
definitely
shouldn't,
does work.
But yeah, like he's Greek in real life, so I could see that character being like of Greek descent. So that seems to match up.
I don't.
Pretty much all the
I
black
think
characters are done by black voice actors.
they are. Everybody matches their race with who they're playing.
Yeah.
I did look that up, and it looks like Mark Grayson, because even if you look at his name, I don't think he is Asian in the comic. I don't read anything here about an Asian mother.
No, so they changed that part. Okay.
And if they change, I don't know for sure. I'm gonna just from what I'm seeing. But if they changed that, it's safe to say everyone else was race swapped to match the voice actor. Or that's just how it were. That's how he wrote them.
Because I know there are changes in the show. I just don't know. Like I've seen many YouTube videos pop up, but I haven't watched any of them, so I don't know how significant those changes are.
Oh, I didn't know this. Invincible first appeared as a preview as part of Savage Dragon number 102 in August of 2002. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that far back. Holy shit.
Yeah. And Savage Dragon, this is a character first painting I did in art class when I was a kid. I just picked him because it looked cool to do. I had never read the comic, but yes, I've always been a fan of that because I painted it, a fan of the image Savage Dragon, not the character. No answer still on the mutter.
Wow.
Damn, I'm trying to think of what her fucking name is.
Donna?
Donna? Debbie?
Debbie.
Debbie Grayson? I guess Debbie Grayson comic, maybe?
He has a half brother. Oh, is that something that comes into this play later? Is that something that made it to the show?
No, not in the show, so I guess that's something later on in the comics, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, we've digressed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like I said, I'm basically in the role of the casual fan here, just getting, you know what I'm saying, just getting those bits and pieces interview type, just trying to get the overall view of it for those people who need that, who want that, like myself. I didn't do it because I have to admit I didn't do a whole lot of research on it. I was just, of course, it was a very, very thoughtful and well deserved recommendation from my co-host here. So I was glad to check into it just based off of that. So
Oh god damn it! You really can't tell from the fucking. I finally found her in the comic, which I also don't type Debbie Grayson into fucking stupid YouTube Google machine.
Is there
'Cause
another one?
no, it autofills. It auto suggests something you don't want. I'm not even going to repeat. And it's not loose butthole. Let's just say that. It's not blue
Debbie
waffle.
Grayson type butthole?
Nope, it's none of that. But all right, so hold up. Let me show you. I did finally get the only pictures I'm finding are pictures of the cartoon, except for this one. Here we are. I'm trying to present here. This one here, which does not answer the question at all.
I mean, yeah, I mean, no. I mean, she doesn't look overtly Asian to me.
But she's not Asian either.
If someone, if she said she wasn't Asian, I wouldn't be surprised. If she were to speak to me right now and tell me that I'm not actually Asian, I would be like, okay, yeah, you know that. I'm not really surprised by that. I wasn't completely expecting it.
Then she could be more like anime Asian as well, which don't generally look Asian either.
And definitely don't Google anime Debbie Grayson, because you'll probably get something with tentacles and squids.
There's a decent chance.
Those rascally Asians.
Yeah, so yeah, I could definitely, if to see her, I would definitely not immediately think Asian. And if you're talking about anime, then yeah, Japanese, you know what I'm saying, love to, you know what I'm saying, love to put themselves as more Americanized than Chinese. So yeah, yeah. But still, I still wouldn't say, okay, she seems Asian to me.
No, like based on that it's a comic made by an American guy, I would say probably not.
Oh, because you think an American guy would probably make it most certainly Asian. If she was going to be Asian,
Well,
you would know
maybe,
she was going to be Asian.
maybe a little more obvious, but again, it really could go either way.
Okay.
Now what the hell is this?
Though if it goes back as far as it was, like when it was just like you probably could just make her up more obviously Asian, and people wouldn't be like, "Hey, how dare you?" I don't know. What do you got?
And I don't know how much more you could do, but because I hate to be the wet. Oh, great. Great. Okay, here we go. Jesus.
Damn it, I can't read the text.
I'm confused. It says, Rel, what are you? No, I'm not going to do this.
Okay. It says,
but real quick, I hate to be the fucking wet blanket here because I've got a bit of running around to do, and I got this fucking night gig that I'm going to be doing, or evening to night gig that I'm going to be doing. Going to be leaving for pretty shortly, so trying
Thank
to
the Lord, because I got to get back in bed now.
doing Nightstones with Luke of the Bind?
Nah, got no, a pay to bill gig. more like, let's put it that way. So Gotta be
Well, I
doing.
guess
Gotta be doing
I
that.
guess
For,
we've
I don't
got
want to. I
Invincible
don't.
for next
And
week.
I'm not saying this to end the show. I'm saying this to make my exit. While you guys finish up Invincible and I get myself better acquainted with Invincible.
Well, I'm leaving with you, so it's just the two Mustache brothers left.
Well, they can do it. I believe in
Of course
them.
they can. They're good enough, smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like them.
Mostly.
Wait, someone said they like me?
Mostly.
All right, well, goodbye, you guys. Thanks for having me as a guest today.
And thanks for
I
having me as a constant co-host.
thoroughly enjoyed my time here.
This won't be a constant thing. I just, it's been almost 4 hours. I just, I just want to make sure that I decompress and get myself focused into the other thing and some other, I guess some other tasks that I have to do, so tasks. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I got to say it that way. All right.
Well, we have to do this synchronized, Mr. Stone. We have to make sure it looks good. So when you're ready, we got to do a 3, 2, 1, click.
All right. Well, again, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to be, part of this thing that we do here.
This thing we do
This thing of ours.
over here.
This won't be a habit. I'll try to plan better and, and push us to get started sooner so that, I can be here completely full out. But I did want to contribute something to at least the Invincible conversation. And, I hope that brought up some interesting conversation. And like I said, I'll get myself better acquainted and we'll be better because will we be doing this or some, I guess, some version of this next week?
It'd be just like weekly stuff, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll get myself better acquainted so that we can have more of a conversation then. All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else to say to me, I just, have a great remainder. Have a great remainder of the show, guys.
I love you, Stone.
Do your thing. Okay. Well, that weirdness is for another time. Okay. But all right. But you guys do your thing. Always dynamic, and you guys, hey, everybody else, stay woke, stay wary, and I guess if you're ready, Todd, you ready, Jim? 3, 2,
Goodbye.
1.
Goodbye. 3, 2, 1. He was tricking me.
Synchronicity of something.
More like Stinkro Nasty, that was. Goodbye.
Fucking knew he was still here. So, do we do Invincible or do we wait? What do we do?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I thought we were ending it.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Should we just end it and just do Invincible next week? I'm not saying I don't want to talk to you, Charles.
No. Yeah, I get it. It's just, yeah, I think we should just, we spent a lot of time discussing a lot of different stuff, and we're now coming up on almost 4 hours. I think we should just leave, and then just a full discussion for Invincible for next week.
Sounds good because it's nearly 6 a.m. here.
Yeah, I completely get it, dude. I completely get it. It's all good, dude. But for everyone out there watching the stream, thanks for stopping by. We will see you all next week. And yeah, that's the end of the show. So take it easy, everyone.
Hasta mañana or something. My Spanish isn't great.
Yeah.